Stakes greater. Tensions are high. The lights brighter.
Turn on Friday night.
Tonight, it's Allen County-Scottsville at Warren East.
It's the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Also brought to you by the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, NCTC powered by Warren RECC, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Toyota of Bowling Green, Morgantown Bank and Trust, and Will Coker, your State Farm agent in Bowling Green.
Let's go!
Friday Night Lights.
Allen County-Scottsville at Warren East on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Now, down to the field with Ryan Murphy and Big Hamp.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Well, it's a familiar sight here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network, a field we're all too familiar with this season, having just visited it last week. We're back here at the Smurf Turf on Jim Ross Field at Warren East High School for another 4A district matchup as the Warren East High School Raiders host the Allen County-Scottsville Patriots. Ryan Murphy alongside the Professor Ryan Dearbone. First time we've not had Big Hamp alongside, but Professor, it's a good thing to have you. One of my professors at Western Kentucky, so it feels a little weird to be calling a football game with you, but glad to have you. I think we're going to have a good time tonight.
I think we're going to have a good time, and you know the thing about it, I'm going to be grading you. So if you don't do well, I mean, that's going to affect your grade. I want you to do well.
So basically what you're saying is this a pass or fail system that I have to look forward to here?
I'll let you know at the end of the game.
We're going to have to find out. This could go south very, very quickly. But what's going to make it easier is that we've got a really fun matchup on deck tonight. It's a district matchup here in 4A play. The Raiders hosting the Patriots, but the Patriots are really looking for some momentum here late in the season, still winless on the year.
Well, I call this the battle of attrition because you've got two teams that have underperformed this season. Both of them are looking for a win to get off the schneid. Right now, if you look at the numbers, Warren East has been scoring. They just haven't been able to put it together and win, whereas Allen County-Scottsville they have not been able to put it together. One or two scores per game, and that's just not going to do it. Mm-hmm. So tonight's going to really tell which direction these teams are going to go for the rest of the season.
It's a tough defense that Allen County is going to be facing tonight, but both these teams are actually in the bottom 10 in terms of team defense in 4A in terms of those state rankings. So we could see potentially some more scoring out of Allen County-Scottsville here tonight, or we could potentially see Warren East kind of run away with it. We were watching the quarterback, Xavier Isabel, QB1 this year, first year in that starting role, kind of getting warmed up before the game, and his arm talent is just so effortless every single time he's out on the field.
And you need that. You need a quarterback where you don't have to worry about whether he's going to make the pass or not. As long as the wide receivers are there, he's going to do his job. And so all you have to do is put the ball in the right place for the wide receiver to catch it, and if your line allows you enough time, you're set to go.
Isabel hoping to have plenty of time to breathe tonight and look for some opportunities to air that ball out, as is the rest of the Warren East Raiders. But can Allen County try to find their first win of the 2025 season? Well, we'll step aside, and when we come back, we'll take a look at some team preview stats as well as our players to watch right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
And we welcome you back to the Smurf Turf here at Jim Ross Field at Warren East High School as the Warren East Raiders looking for their second win on the season up against the still winless on the year Allen County-Scottsville Patriots in a 4A district matchup here this afternoon. Ryan Murphy, Ryan Dearbone alongside. It's the Ryan and Ryan Show here tonight. Matthew Clark, our producer-director, getting us on the show. And both these teams, just before we went to break, Professor, I'm going to start calling you Professor. I like the nickname.
I'll go with that. It's fun.
We're going to roll with the nickname. Okay, so we're going to look at some of these team comparisons here for both these teams because, as you mentioned before we went to break, there are some notable comparisons, I think, to be made between these teams, both struggling a little bit here through the later part of the season. But one thing you noted before we went to break, this Warren East offense, regardless of their ability to finish out games, has been really strong all year.
Exactly, and when you look at it, it's not that they can't score. They can put points on the board. If you look at Isabel has been consistent. It's just that the other teams they've played have been just a little bit better. And when you look at a team like this, you know they're knocking on the door to something special. It's just what can they do to finally get over that hump?
And for Warren East, that hump kind of came, I think, in week 3 when they hosted Central Hardin here. It was a rain-shortened game, but they shut them out 40-0. That was a big one. And over their last 4 games, they've averaged at least 40 points per game scoring, and yet they've only won 1 of those last 4 games, and it was that matchup against Central Hardin. But for tonight, Allen County is going to need a lot of players to show up here tonight, and that includes one man who we've really noted here this afternoon. That's Eddie Chavez, the senior who, in our most recent stats versus Glasgow, had 8 tackles and tallied a sack. He's been a guy on the defensive side of the ball who has really been able to put pressure on the quarterback.
Absolutely, and the great thing about it is you got a guy you can focus on with Eddie Chavez, but the thing about defense can't help your offense. Who's going to be the guy to step up on the offensive side? Who's going to be the one to catch the ball? Who's going to be the one to make the plays? Because the thing about his defense is great. But in the end, you have to have those 2 or 3 players that you know you can count on tonight, especially with a team that can put up points, that will be the one to say, you know what, I'm going to be the one. Make me the star tonight. This is a star-making game tonight if you ask me.
And if you looked at our social media, there's one player in particular that really sticks off the board for Warren East that is going to be arguably that star player and has been for a majority of this season, and that's a senior running back in Jeremiah Lee. Last week, 257 yards total, 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 through the air. Last week, it just felt like he couldn't be stopped. We saw a comment from him on social media saying, listen, man, felt like he should have been player of the week. Unfortunately, they lost that matchup to Franklin Simpson, but I think had it been otherwise, it would have been a no-doubter for him. 250 yards rushing.
And so you mentioned the social media, the disrespect he felt. So imagine what he could do tonight. Imagine if you take that disrespect. If you want the player of the week trophy this week, you're going to put up, could we see 300 yards? Could that be a possibility? Because if you feel like, A, you didn't get the win, B, you didn't get the respect of getting the player of the week trophy, now let's go out there and see what you can do with it.
And as we head out to center field. Ian Lewis on our field cam going to bring us the coverage of the coin toss. First quarter soon to start. That first quarter going to be presented by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Aqualand is family owned and has been serving South Central Kentucky for over 40 years. They specialize in pools, above ground, semi in-ground, and custom in-ground, plus therapeutic hot tubs, saunas, and cold plunges for year-round comfort. Visit aqualandfun.com for all your pool and spa needs. Coin toss currently underway as you're getting this awesome up-close shot from our man Ian Lewis down on the field. Allen County out there with their captains and head coach Brad Hood, and a new face out on the field with the Warren East Raiders, and that is newly announced interim head coach Greg Howard out on the field, standing just across from Brad Hood. And Allen County wins the coin toss, and it looks like they will choose to defer. So Allen County-Scottsville will choose to defer to the second half, and we will see Warren East claim the football. And one thing, Professor, I'm going to get used to calling you that. I'm going to see you tomorrow or sometime next week,
Exactly.
and it's going to become a regular thing.
All right.
One thing about this matchup here tonight is it has a little bit more implication in terms of the overall series history. Allen County coming in, leading that in that regard, 15-14. But what does it look like overall?
So as you mentioned, this is the 30th meeting, so 15-14 overall. But the thing that strikes me, first of all, the Patriots have won the first meeting back in 1998. You weren't alive then. I was.
I was 4 years. 4 years too early to me.
Well, let me tell you about it. Let me sit you down and tell you about it. But in the most recent meeting, the Patriots won by 35-31. But to me, the thing that, if we're talking about bragging rights, so tonight you can either level out the series or you take a 2-game lead in the series. One thing that I thought was really interesting is that Allen County-Scottsville has two of the most, I guess if you will, important wins. Mm-hmm. Both of them coming in the playoffs, in the finals of the championships against Warren East. So, I mean, for them, they kind of have the advantage in terms of what they've done in the past, but will the past mean anything tonight?
Warren East going to hope to make tonight the night for the future and overlook the past. And as we look at the starting lineups for tonight, first up for the visiting Allen County-Scottsville Patriots on the offense at quarterback, the junior, number 12, Josh Williams. At running back, number 20, that's Braden Holland. The senior at wide receiver, number 0, that's Tyler Turner. Also at wide receiver is number 14, Ryan Hensley. Also at wide receiver is number 2, Deontay Granger. Rounding out that receiver room is number 28, Grayson Walker on the starting offense. And on the offensive line at left tackle is number 78, Carson Holland. At left guard is number 76, Braden Miller, the junior. At center, number 51, Jackson Carver. The senior at right guard, number 72, Jacob Farrer. And at right tackle, number 88, Robert Higginbotham, the senior. Rounding out your starting offense for the Allen County-Scottsville Patriots and for their starting defense. On the edge, number 22, that's Braston Nichols. On the defensive line, number 77, Vaughn Gippen. Alongside him, number 44, Max Drummond. And rounding out the defensive line, number 31, the senior is Ace Moore. In the linebacker room, at number 17, that's Eli McCoy. Our player to watch, number 8, Eddie Chavez. Number 11, Wyatt Todd, also starting at linebacker. And in the secondary, number 2, Deontay Granger. Number 24, Lakin Clark. Number 0, Tyler Turner. And number 3, Aiden Granger. That rounds out your starting lineups for the visiting Allen County-Scottsville Patriots. Looking at your Warren East starting lineups here tonight as the Raiders make their way out onto the field. Starting offense for the Raiders at quarterback, we mentioned him and just how much he can provide tonight. The sophomore quarterback, number 1, that's Xavier Isabel. Our player to watch at running back, that's number 8, Jeremiah Lee. At halfback, number 10, Jaden Ritchie, the senior. At wide receiver, number 11, that's Logan Boyer, the senior. Also at wide receiver, number 17 is DK Austin, the sophomore. Rounding out the receivers is number 0, Braden Lightfoot, the senior. And on the offensive line, left tackle, number 74, Aiden Barissa. At left guard, number 64, Caden Dillard. At center, number 60, Grayson Blair. At right guard, number 51, Leif Kossel. At right tackle, number 55, Ace Graham. On the edge, number 10, that's Jaden Ritchie for the defense. On the defensive line, number 68, that's Daniel Valencia. And alongside him on the line, number 61, Gilberto Meunier. Also on the edge, number 34, Gavin Henderson. On the linebackers, number 3, Diego Meunier. Number 14, Levi Faulkner. Number 6, Sam Tunks. And in the secondary, number 12, Braden McCluskey. Number 5, Azarius Douglas. Number 16, Weston Akins. And number 22, Mario Cerna, starting in the secondary for the Warren East Raiders as both teams take to the field. And we're about to get underway here at Jim Ross Field for what is our second game of the week coverage here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. We're so excited that you're tuned in with us here this afternoon, whether you're listening over the radio waves or watching with us on YouTube and our live stream or via the Point Rocks app or our website. We appreciate you for joining us along for the ride here in 4A action on a beautiful night in Warren County. First quarter on the way. Allen County defers to the second half. Warren East to receive. And this one is going to bounce past the 40, gets scooped up by around the 35, and on the way is Warren East, where they're stopped at their own 47-yard line, and that is where they will start their first offensive drive of the game.
And if you're Warren East, the big thing about it is to establish dominance right now. It's the beginning of the game. If you want to establish dominance, so that way this is a short game, you do it right here. You don't come out short, you come out big.
Good field position to start things off. It was Sam Tunks on the return for Warren East, and they will snap the football here from their own 47-yard line. Here's the snap to Isabel, dropping back, line giving him time. That one's caught. ACS quick to grab onto him just before he can cross the plane to the 50. That should bring up about 2nd and 7.
Yep, simple pass, but at least you're able to make it, and you get a little bit of yardage from there. You'll just keep pushing and pushing and pushing.
Logan Boyer on the reception there for Warren East. You can see him there on your screen. He had a couple of key catches last week in the loss to Franklin Simpson, and now here are lining up again. 3 receivers off in the diamond. Pitch over to Boyer again. He's going to try to pitch his way off to the left side, but the Patriots quick to bring him down after a gain of 3.
Nice blocking. Allows you to get a few more yards again. At this point, you're just pushing. You know Allen County-Scottsville is a little bit smaller than you, so you can push them a little bit, see how far they're going to go before they break. If this is a bend or break, see what they can do with you.
Warren East entering Patriots territory now. It'll be 3rd and 3 off the snap. Jeremiah Lee lined up alongside the left hip of Xavier Isabel. Here's the snap. They're going to hand it off to Lee, who forces his way up the center. For what looks like no gain on that play, will bring up 4th down.
And with that, you got to start your running game. You'll see what you can do with it. I'm sure Lee will get more runs off this one. They just scouted that out really well, and they knew that he was going up the middle. Stop him real quick.
No gain, 4th and 3 now, and the Warren East offense stays on the field. We've seen their ability to continue to go for it on 4th down and convert in key moments, and here early they're trying to set the tone on the delayed snap.
Again, this is the dominance we talked about. Enforce your will now early so that way Allen County-Scottsville knows you're real.
4th and 3. This one passed over the middle. It's caught. Enough for the first down, and that'll be the first blowout co first down for the Raiders tonight.
And again, simple pass, nice catch in flats, looking good.
That's good enough for a Raider first down. Sponsored by Purdue Ticket Card.
Be about a 6-yard gain for Warren East, who's quick off the snap again off 1st and 10. This one pitched over to Lee with space down the left side. But again, the Patriots quick to stop Jeremiah Lee just past the 35-yard line. A gain of 5 on the play.
And you see Warren East is now starting to mix it up a little bit, try to get a hook around, so that way they can see if they can blast one off against Warren or against Allen County-Scottsville. Right now they haven't been able to do it, but I guarantee you soon they're going to break off a big play.
Here's Isabel again. Lee lined up alongside his left hip. 2 receivers to the right side. They're going to hand it off to Lee, trying to follow his lineman through, but quick on the tackle are the Patriots. And a fumble on the play. It looks to be scooped up. There's a flag thrown late.
Very interesting. Now, like you mentioned earlier, the Allen County-Scottsville has been doing really good with defense, so we'll see if this turns into a fumble and ball goes the other way.
It was Ace Moore on the tackle as we take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. Slight flash there on the camera, but we get it back to see Lee sweeping off to the side, and you see the ball come out after Moore makes the tackle and is scooped up. And the call is a personal foul against Allen County-Scottsville. But they will still hold on to that recovered fumble, and it will be their football. And it looks like they'll pick it up around their own 20-yard line.
So here you go. This is a game changer right here, early off in the game.
Unusual fumble there from Jeremiah Lee, who, as we mentioned in the pregame show, had 250 combined yards of offense last week for this Warren East team and tallied along 4 touchdowns, really kept them in the contest against Franklin Simpson. And we're still tied up 0-0 with about 9.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. First quarter coverage brought to you by Aqualand Pool and Spa. Here's the first offensive snap for the Patriots. Handoff from Williams down the right side. Patriots with room to breathe. Plenty of space down the sideline. Raiders in tow, tackling past the 50. Huge opening run for Allen County.
And you can tell Allen County came to play. Like we said, somebody's got to be a star today. Looks like we see who wants to be the star. Now, can they make this play, can they make this drive count?
Braden Holland breaks off on a near 30-yard run to open up the offense for Allen County-Scottsville. Braden Holland, one of the key returners on this Patriots team. He was one of their leading rushers last season and just hasn't been able to break off the big numbers we were used to seeing from a year ago. But what a way to open up the offense to start this drive.
And from here, now you got great field position. Now let's make some moves. Let's see where you can get to.
Williams on the snap, faking the handoff. It gets to Williams, and Warren, he's quick on the tackle.
Oh, he scouted that out. He scouted that out real quick. So now does this change momentum? Not really, but now you've got to think a little bit smarter because you know Warren East is looking, they're headhunting. They're waiting for you to go in the backfield so they can take you out.
Sam Tunks on the tackle. It'll be a loss of 5 on that play. What would have been a run for Holland, but is stopped quickly by Tunks, the leading tackler for this Warren East team, already showing up big and reading this offense well. 8:45 to go in this opening quarter. 2nd and 15 on the way for Allen County-Scottsville. Here's the snap. Dropping back is Williams. He pitches it over the top. A little bit of a miscommunication on the route. It's incomplete.
He just wasn't ready, and you can't not be ready in a moment like this. You've already lost yardage. You've got to move forward. You've got to be in lockstep with your quarterback.
Pass was intended for number 7. That's Bladen Beavers, who couldn't bring in the pass. He spun around just as the ball hit his chest and couldn't haul the ball in, and off that incomplete will now be 3rd and 15.
This is dangerous right here. You've got to make something happen. You at least get a little bit of yardage.
Patriots snapping 3rd and 15 from their own 44. 3 receivers to the left side, 2 to the left. In motion is Holland. Here's the snap. Williams looking to his left side, pitches it off, and it comes up short, incomplete.
And if you notice, yet again, Warren East is quick on the snap. As soon as they see the snap, they're going straight for the quarterback. So disrupt the pass, make it a quick 3-and-out.
Quick 3-and-out, and what would have been a screen pass completion to Deontay Granger was just slightly underthrown. Landed about a yard away from him at his feet. And now Allen County going to be forced to punt it away from their own 44.
From here, now you've weathered the storm if you want to, the first little bit of the storm. Your Warren East, now's the chance to really start to try to show that you can get in that end zone first. Whoever scores first could be the one who dominates the game.
Back to receive, I believe, is Jeremiah Lee, and he scoops it in. It's quickly brought down, and the ball is out.
Oh.
I think a flag is thrown late. That could potentially be a hit against Allen County-Scottsville. Chaos around the 11-yard line as several players from both teams jumped on top of the football. I believe Warren East is going to hold on to it. Looks like they did.
Well, the good thing about it is both teams want this victory, but who's going to be the one to stop making mistakes? We've already seen a couple of mistakes. Who's going to stop making mistakes in order to get that first touchdown?
All the officials talking things over around the 20-yard line. Take a look back at the replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. You can see the ball get knocked out just almost as soon as it hit Lee's hands and rolls all the way back to about the 10-yard line. A flag was thrown late just after the hit.
So you got fumble for fumble at this point.
The football is currently sitting at the 11-yard line in Warren East territory as all the officials are gathered around the 15 talking it over. 8:19 to go in this first quarter. We're still tied up 0-0.
I mean, that was a hey of a hit he put on him, so.
They were waving off the flag, so they're going to say no penalty as was originally called, and Warren East will recover it at their own 11-yard line, and they'll start their second drive from there.
They got a little ways to go, so if they're going to really make some moves, now's the time to get 5, 6, 7 yards here and just march your way down the field.
Isabel lined up with Lee on the right hip. Hands it off to Lee. Dumps it into the bucket. Here comes Lee again on one of those breakthrough runs past the 25 before he's brought down at the 26.
And look at the power of Lee. He pushed him at least 5 extra yards. This young man is not to be denied, like we talked about pregame. This young man is going to go for as many yards as possible. 300 yards, not out of the question.
Not out of the question. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it tonight from Lee. Still lined up alongside the left hip of Isabel. 2 receivers off to the right side. Here's Isabel in motion. Looks like it's going to be a timeout called by Allen County-Scottsville right as the ball was snapped. So Allen County will head back to the sideline. Brad Hood calling his team over into the huddle. About 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
And the good thing about this game so far, both sides have been aggressive. Allen County-Scottsville has come out really aggressive. They put a licking or two on Warren East. Now, the thing is, can Warren East respond? Because Warren East is used to scoring a lot of points, but can Warren East do what they need to do to put some fear in the hearts of Allen County-Scottsville?
Warren East in their last 4 games have averaged scoring about 40 points a game, and Allen County-Scottsville is on the reverse end of that. In their last 3 games, they've lost by at least 41 points, if not more. And so far here through this first quarter, they're holding things at an even 0-0, but Warren East seems to be finding a little bit of a rhythm here with Jeremiah Lee breaking off on that 14-yard run.
And sometimes defense is the best offense.
Here's a snap from Isabel. 1st and 10. Dropping back, escaping a defender, still looking to throw. Flag thrown down in the backfield as Isabel's brought down on a sack.
Number 8,
Eddie Chavez again on the sack there. We mentioned him pregame as our player to watch, and big pressure there on the quarterback.
And see, something like this, again, Warren East has not been able to exact their brand of football on them just yet. Allen County-Scottsville has definitely watched film on them. They definitely know what to expect. Warren East is going to have to figure some new tricks out.
And that'll be a holding penalty. It was against Warren East, so that will send them backwards, but Allen County-Scottsville declines it as they lost a lot of yards on that sack, probably more so than they would have got for had they accepted the holding penalty. So it'll be 2nd and long. 7:40 to go in the opening quarter. In motion is Lightfoot. Dropping back over the top. Boyer was the intended target, and that one swatted away by the Patriots. And the flag is thrown late just after the play.
Allen County-Scottsville is up here being really aggressive. That's what you want to see out of a team. No matter what the record is, that's what you want to see out of a team that has not given up, that is fighting till the very end.
That's something we haven't seen a whole lot of this season in terms of Xavier Isabel's play. He's decently tall. He could survey over the defenders, and it looked like he was going for a short pass through the flat, and the Patriots were wasting no time. And a lot of times you'll see coaches from the sideline jumping up and down, telling them to put their hands up, and that time around I think they actually took the advice. You pick up on it. It's like, oh, maybe I should just put my hands up.
Those are the drills. They tell you, put your hands up, and if you can't do that, why are you out here playing? So fundamentals actually work.
7:34 to go in this opening quarter as we're still waiting on the decision from the penalty. It was going to be a face mask on Warren East. So, again, they're just continuing to bury themselves in their own territory.
Warren East, if you look at what they're doing, they're trying to be overzealous. And being overzealous is now costing them, it's literally putting them in their own end zone. Allen County-Scottsville really just has to hold the line. If they can hold the line, they get great field position. If they get really aggressive, they might be able to get a touchback.
This is going to be 2nd in the baseball field. It's actually 2nd and 31 on the way here for Warren East. They're going to need one of those big runs that Jeremiah Lee broke off with last game, or a huge pass from Isabel, whose averages 200 yards a game. And here goes Lee. He's going to try for it. Gets to the 10 and is brought down quickly by the Patriots.
I like this Patriots defense right here. There's no fear between these young men. They know what their job is, and they're out here doing it the right way. Number 3 went out there and just smoked. Put them down.
Aiden Granger on the tackle for the Patriots after a gain of 4 for Jeremiah Lee that time around, who's already nearing 20 yards rushing on the afternoon. Inside 7 minutes to go. Here's Isabel trying to stride the line of the end zone. Passes it off to his right side, finds Lightfoot, who's tackled around the 20-yard line. And that still will bring up 4th and long. They couldn't get back to that original line of scrimmage.
That was a nice pass, but a little bit too late. Like you said, the penalties have taken them out of position. They had a good position going in. This is taking them back to the very back. Ain't much you can do other than try to get at least one good play out of this drive.
9-yard pass complete to number 0. That's Braden Lightfoot. He was one of the big offensive pieces as a junior last season for Warren East, and hasn't necessarily come into that mold this season so far, but he's still putting up solid numbers, has a few touchdowns on the year. Is always swifty as Warren East will punt this one away. It'll land at about the 50 and bounce to the 42, where the Patriots will scoop it up from there on the return. And they're still rolling, breaking off down the left side. Patriots with plenty of room to breathe past the 30. And it takes a swarm of Raiders to bring them down around the 25-yard line in Raiders territory.
Allen County-Scottsville looks like a different team. I don't know what's going on, but they're eating their Wheaties or something because they look like a team that wants to win. It's a team that could be putting like 20 points up tonight.
So Aiden Granger had a solid stop on one end of the field. There is a flag down on the play at about the 50-yard line. And it's going to be a holding on Allen County-Scottsville, which I want to say is the third holding penalty against either team already here through this first quarter, inside 6 minutes to go in this opening quarter between both teams. Still tied up 0-0.
And see, here's the issue. For all the things you do right, when you do a penalty, it sets you back so much. So now Allen County-Scottsville has to go back farther after a nice run from the kickoff, from the punt return. Now they have to start back. Does this kill the momentum? We got to see.
Aiden Granger had that big tackle on Jeremiah Lee to hold him to only 4 yards rushing on that last drive, and had that kick return, but ultimately it won't amount to much as they'll hand it off this time around, and the Patriots line will continue to push their way past the 45-yard line for a gain of 6.
Nice run. Again, they're showing aggression. For a team like this that hasn't won, you need to show aggression to be able to show that you can play with this bigger team, this bigger, stronger team.
Deontay Granger on the run for 6 yards. Will bring up 2nd and 4 for Allen County-Scottsville. They're wearing their red, white, and blues, red helmets, white jerseys with red numbers and blue pants. And they'll be moving from the left to right of your screen to score, whereas Warren East wearing their blue helmets, gray jerseys, and white pants. It's also pink out night, so you'll notice some of those pink accents in their arm sleeves and gloves tonight. Honoring breast cancer awareness here in the month of October. 2nd and 4 on the way for the Patriots. Here's the handoff. Again to Allen County-Scottsville. Granger on the carry, past the first down marker before he's stopped just past the 50. That'll be enough for a blowout coat first down.
And Granger's looking good. Look, another flag.
Another flag is thrown on the play just after it concluded.
I mean, this, as much laundry as we've seen out thrown on the field already, this is not good for either team because it kills momentum. There's no way you can continue to play when you keep getting penalties, whether you're thinking about it or not. How do you keep moving?
We got a timeout on the field now for an injury, and the flag is down. It'll be a personal foul on Warren East. Down on the field is number 16. It's Weston Akins, who is helped to his feet by some of the Warren East coaching staff and is being assisted back to the sideline. It looked like he was able to hop up at least under his own power, but appears to be favoring that right leg a little more than his left.
I'm glad the young man's able to get back up. That's the first thing. That's the biggest thing. But what's Warren East doing? Warren East is literally shooting themselves in the foot almost at every single play because every single play seems to be a penalty of some sort. They're giving Allen County-Scottsville all the chances in the world. They just have to capitalize.
It's a blowout coat first down for Allen County-Scottsville. Either way, plus that penalty gives them good field position. They'll now snap it from Warren East 32. 4:45 to go in the opening quarter. Here's Williams off the snap. No, that's Hood who hands it off to Granger. Granger heading off the left side. Another flag thrown in the backfield in the midst of the play.
Wow.
It'll be a gain of 2 if the call stands.
The field's blue and yellow, but we're seeing more yellow flags coming out than the yellow is painted on the field. What's going on?
I think you're right. There's a lot of dirty yellow laundry all over the field. And still waiting on the official call. It was just after the snap. Granger was making his way around the left side when the flag was thrown in the backfield in the midst of the play. And it will be another holding penalty, this time again on Allen County-Scottsville. That'll send them backwards.
Again, I said earlier in the game, this is a battle of attrition, right? So it seems like right now neither team really wants to win this thing because they keep going back and forth, exchanging penalties. Nobody's going to be able to win this. We might be at a 0-0 at the end of the night.
It'll now be first and about 20. First and 20 on the way now for Allen County. Dropping back, that's Cannon Hood who pitches it over the flat, but tackled quickly as the receiver by the Raiders. Short gain, looks like a gain of 2.
Simple pass, just got to get something. Make this drive count.
Now it was the junior Josh Williams who started at quarterback, and now in is the sophomore number 9, Cannon Hood.
I don't know what you make of that. This quickly that you make a quarterback change.
Well, something we noticed, at least looking at some of the film from their game last week against Paducah Tillman, this Allen County-Scottsville team really rotates a lot of different players out. They maybe keep one or two key guys on the offensive line, and you got the Grangers that stay out there kind of as a duo, but they're not afraid to shift guys in and out almost every snap. Flag thrown in the backfield again, just off the snap from Allen County-Scottsville, and it looks like it'll be a false start on the Patriots, and that will send them back further.
Wow. This is not the start you want to any game when you have more penalties than you have yards. And that's what we're edging on. We're edging on more penalties than yards. These young men need to settle down. I know this game means a lot to them, but settle down. Figure out your plays and execute.
2nd and 23 now it'll be after that penalty for the Patriots with 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this opening quarter. It'll still be Cannon Hood now, the sophomore, back in at quarterback. He'll have two receivers to the right side and 2 to his left. Here's the snap. Williams looking across the flat. He's immediately under pressure by multiple Raiders who bring him down quickly all the way back to the 40-yard line.
They were ready. The line missed a big chance to stop him, and you push him back.
Sam Tunks again on the tackle.
And the most important thing about this play, there was no penalty. That's the most important thing about this play. The Warren East did not shoot themselves in the foot by getting a penalty. So, good play.
Sam Tunks on the tackle. It looks like it's a loss of about 15 on that sack. That'll bring up 3rd down and way long. 3rd and 32. Now on the way for the Patriots.
Got a lot of work to do right here.
2.5 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 2 backs lined up on either hip of Hood as he takes the snap and hands it off to Granger, who tries to cut up the left side and is immediately brought down quickly. Looks like they're going to say he dropped the knee.
See, now the momentum from Allen County-Scottsville is gone. They had it until those penalties brought them back. Now they're searching for something. And because of that, we now see a whole switch over.
So they're going to say Granger went down at the 40, and that'll bring up 4th down, and Allen County-Scottsville will be forced to punt it away with 2 minutes to go and the clock winding down here in the first quarter.
Now this is for Warren East. They've got to start making statements and smart plays now. Get the ball back and make smart plays.
Back to punt it away for Allen County-Scottsville. It'll be the number 8. That's Eddie Chavez, who was our player to watch tonight. Last time around, it bounced a little shorter than he's expected, but gets a good leg under it here. It'll land at about the 27, and that's where it's picked up, and here comes Warren East on the return. Raiders past the 35 to the 37, and that's where it'll go down, and a flag is thrown just after the tackle.
We're sensing a theme here. Flag.
It was Diego Meunier on the return who got back to around the Raiders' own 37. Officials will spot the football there.
So now Warren East has to settle down. This is the point where you've seen what ACS can do. Now is the point where you settle down, get into your game, cut out the stupid penalties, and play football. Strike first. Get that touchdown before the end of the first quarter.
First quarter score could make all the difference here if you're Warren East. There was a face mask penalty on Allen County-Scottsville, so now they'll snap this one for this drive from their own 42. Here comes Warren East. Isabel letting it air out over the middle, intended for Boyer and just overthrown. It was about 5 yards ahead of him, and he just couldn't haul that one in double coverage.
Yeah, there was no way, with him being smaller than the 2 guys running with him, there was no way he was going to catch it. Beautiful pass, just wasn't the right guy to throw it to.
Multiple standouts here in the 4A class for this Warren East offense. Again, we mentioned Jeremiah Lee, but Xavier Isabel is 5th in passing yard average in the 4A class in the state rankings. As here he is on a pass, this time complete to Boyer, where it's picked up, and he gets just past the 45, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice defensive stand by Allen County-Scottsville. They did not let him turn that corner and get some extra yardage. They stopped him. Again, this defense has played pretty well. When they haven't been getting penalties, they played really good.
4-yard pass complete to Boyer, and it's going to bring up 3rd down, actually, this time. 3rd and 6 on the way for Warren East with inside a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Lee, who finds a shot up the A-gap, getting a couple tugs from behind, but breaks the first down marker for a blowout first down for Warren East.
And again, what we talked about, Jeremiah Lee is going to be the workhorse for this team. If they can't get the passing game going, give it to Jeremiah Lee. Let him find a hole, let him push, because he's going to push guys at least 5 or 6 yards farther than most of them think they'll go.
Final 40 seconds here of this opening quarter, and Warren East trying to get on the board. Here's a snap for the Raiders. Isabel going to hold off to it. Sends it off to the left side to Austin, who gets tackled quickly, but it should be a gain of about 4.
Nice pass. I mean, you're trying to build momentum. And so far, no penalties. That's been the key. No penalties. They're building momentum, moving towards the end zone. Now, can they finish? Can they get all the way to the end zone without making a move that's going to push them backwards?
DK Austin on the reception for 2 yards. Will bring up 2nd and 8 on the way. This will be the final play of the first quarter. As Isabel pitches it off to Lightfoot, who's trying to use his quickness to get past the first down marker. He does so, gets out of bounds to end the first quarter, and it'll be another blowout first down to end the opening quarter for Warren East, as we're still tied up 0-0. Neither team yet to score, but the momentum is on the side of the Raiders. We'll take a step aside, and when we come back, we'll have your start of the second quarter coverage right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Welcome you back to your second quarter coverage here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. Second quarter coverage brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. As we get things underway here, it's been the momentum swing for Warren East, and it's a quick pass from Isabel intended for Lightfoot, who just can't haul it in. Looks like he was just half a second late to close his hands as it bounced right off.
And sometimes you think about the ball before the ball's in your hands. Sometimes it just happens that way, but good thing about it is it didn't land in the hands of ACS.
Incomplete will bring up 2nd and 10 for Warren East. Isabel will have Jeremiah Lee lined up alongside his right hip. He'll have 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to his right, as Warren East now moving from left to right on the screen. Here's Jeremiah Lee on a breakaway up the left side of the defensive line, gets into the red zone.
And this is what he does. This is what Jeremiah Lee is all about. You give him some space, he will get your yardage. What else do you really need?
15 yards that time around for Jeremiah Lee. It's his longest rush of the game so far, and it gets Warren East into the red zone as they continue to carry this momentum, looking to strike first here in the first half.
I think he wants that player of the game snub that he got last week. I think he wants it back.
Here's Isabel with Lee alongside the right hip, dropping back. He's in motion off to the left side, looking for his read on the right. He's got Lightfoot, who's making a break inside the 5-yard line, into the end zone, touchdown Warren East.
And that's what they've been looking for all game. That's what they've been looking for, Isabel to Lightfoot. It's like clockwork. Simple pass. If you get it to Lightfoot, Lightfoot's going to push his way in the end zone, and you strike first. That's what you're looking for.
His last name says it all. He's light on his feet as Braden Lightfoot gets the first points on the board for either team tonight. You take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. Drags the defender into the end zone. What a tough play for Braden Lightfoot.
And see, now that you struck first, now you cut out the penalties, and now you're able to play the game the right way. Now, see, here's the question for ACS. How do you respond to this? Because you came out with a lot of defensive firepower at the beginning of the game. You've been scored on. How do you come back? Do you retreat, or do you fight even harder now?
Warren East went for 2, and they converted on that one with ease, so they lead 8-0 to start the second quarter. 11:22 to go in this first half, and it's Warren East that took them a little bit to find their footing a little bit, but what better guy to get that footing going than a guy whose last name happens to have it in there, Braden Lightfoot.
I tell you what, it's like magic. But see, if you notice, there was no more dirty laundry on the field. Because there was no dirty laundry, Warren East was able to execute, and they executed almost to perfection and got the score.
Down on the sideline, you see Xavier Isabel and Logan Boyer hyping each other up on the sideline, even though Boyer wasn't the one to complete that pass, but he was instrumental in moving the ball down the field on that drive. As now Warren East will kick the football back to Allen County-Scottsville. I believe it'll be Eddie Chavez. Or no, it'll be Granger on the return for Allen County. Here's the return. It's going to bounce back at the 15, and that is where Deontay Granger will take off. He's going to hope for some blocks, head down to his right side past the 40. Knocked out of bounds about the 45-yard line.
That's a nice smooth return. Got back to the 45-yard line. Give yourself a good chance to score. That's all you have to do when you get the kickoff return. Give yourself a chance to score, and that's what they've done right now.
Second quarter coverage underway, brought to you by Morgantown Bank and Trust. Morgantown Bank and Trust serving Bowling Green, Morgantown, and now Beaver Dam. Visit one of our locations today. We're here in this second quarter as the Raiders lead 8-0. They're now moving left to right to score. Allen County-Scottsville now with the possession of the football, moving from right to left. And on this fresh set of downs, they'll snap it for the first time from their own 44-yard line. 11:14 to go in the second quarter. Here's a snap from Williams and the handoff, but a wall of Raiders pushes their way by and forces them backwards for what should be a loss of 1 or 2 on the play.
And that was a misread on the line. The line just wasn't ready for that. Where you could tell Warren East they were ready to chomp. And as soon as they saw the ball was a run down.
2nd and 10, so no gain, or it's a loss of 1 on the play for Allen County-Scottsville. Bring up 2nd and 11. ACS breaking out of the huddle here. And it is the junior, Josh Williams, back in at quarterback. He'll have one receiver to his left side, one to his right, and he'll be lining up under center. Here's the snap. Williams on the handoff to Holland, who tries to head back up the same way. Football is out, and it looks like it may have been recovered by Warren East.
If so, that's a huge break for Warren East. To get the ball back, let's see.
Waiting on the official notion here. And it's going to, looks like they're going to say that Allen County-Scottsville did not fumble the football, or at least they recovered it.
Right.
So now it'll bring up 3rd and 11.
Well, if I'm Allen County-Scottsville at this point, I'd be very leery of the run because so far you've gotten stopped twice and you potentially fumbled it that last time. If I'm looking as a coach, I'm getting a short pass somewhere, a dink dunk, and try to move the yardage because right now the run game is being snuffed out by Warren East.
3rd and 11 on the way for Allen County as they've got 2 receivers to the left side of junior Josh Williams and 2 to the right, and he'll have a back, Braden Holland, alongside. Here's the snap. Holland there to block. Williams will throw it over the middle. That one's caught at the 50 by Granger as he falls down there, and it'll bring up 4th and 4.
So, see, there you go. When you put the ball in the air a little bit, it gives yourself a better chance. Your run game has been shut down, at least for the time being. So, if you can't run it, you got to pass it. Get some yards. From there, keep the momentum going.
It's only the 2nd pass completion for Allen County-Scottsville so far in this contest, and it'll bring up 4th and 4. And, well, it looks like the Patriots going to go for it from their own 50. From the 50.
Nothing venture, nothing gain. So, I mean, at this point, if you can sneak a pass or 2 in and grab some yardage, might as well, because the run game is not going to do it for you right now.
2 receivers to the left side, 2 to the right. Same setup as last time, except Holland lined up alongside the right hip of Williams. Here's a snap. Williams dropping back. He's going to pitch it over his right side. That one's caught again by Granger, who drops down right where he is past the 1st down marker, and a crucial 4th down conversion there for the Allen County-Scottsville Patriots. Another blowout code 1st down.
And the good thing about this builds momentum. This builds confidence in the team. So now Allen County-Scottsville realizes, okay, we can throw a few little passes here, and we can move the chains. The difference is that the confidence is growing for Allen County-Scottsville. So let's see if they can keep this momentum going.
It's ACS's 3rd first down of the game through these first 2 quarters so far. About 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. With Warren East up 8-0, they ran it down the field towards the end of the first quarter and continued to carry that momentum and ended up with a 19-yard passing touchdown from Xavier Isabel to Braden Lightfoot to get on the board first, and then completed the 2-point conversion attempt to go up 8-0. And now Allen County trying to respond with Williams lined up under center, and flag is thrown. It looks like Warren East jumped off sides.
And now you're giving ACS just a little bit more momentum. Because remember, ACS only scores like once, maybe twice a game, so this might be their only score if you allow them to have it. Don't give it to them. Make them earn it.
5-yard penalty there will make it 1st and 5 for Allen County-Scottsville as they march their way down into Warren East territory. They're now moving from right to left. Warren East moving from left to right to score. Allen County wearing their red helmets and white jerseys, blue pants. Red, white, and blue theme here for Allen County-Scottsville, and Warren East wearing their home blue helmets with their gray jerseys, white pants, and it's a pink out night, so you see a lot of them wearing those pink sleeves or long pink socks to celebrate breast cancer awareness. Plenty of pink in the crowd here as well. On the home side of the grandstands is 1st and 5 now on the way for Allen County-Scottsville. Here's Williams on the snap. It'll be a handoff to Granger. No, QB keeper for Williams, who sniffed out quickly by the Raiders. They bring him down in a hurry.
They were ready. Again, they were ready. I mean, it looked good from where we were, from our vantage point, but you could tell really quickly Warren East knew exactly what was going on. It was quarterback sneak, take him down in the threat.
Daniel Valencia there on the tackle against the QB keeper. Valencia did not get the season off rolling as well as he would have liked. He was unable to play in week 1 of the season, but quickly found himself in the starting lineup on the defensive line and is now here putting pressure on the Patriots quarterback.
But again, like we said, the run isn't working. It's going to have to be passes to make this ACS squad move.
2nd and 4 on the way for the Patriots. It'll be a direct snap, and in motion was Holland, but a flag is thrown. Some of the Warren East coaching staff is pointing towards the Patriots side, and it will be a false start on the Patriots. So that penalty that got them up to that 1st and 5 now ultimately sends them back to where they would have started.
And that's the unfortunate thing, because the momentum you had gained, the confidence you were building, now you're starting to lose it, because now you've got to go back all the way to the starting line. You can't do that. You've got to execute. You've got to take advantage of everything that the other team gives you.
6:30 to go in the first half, and it's 2nd and 9 now on the way for Allen County-Scottsville. Looks like they're going to go for the direct snap here with 2 receivers on either side. Here's the snap to Granger. Granger going to punch his ticket up the middle, getting to about the 35-yard line. It looks like a gain of 8 on the play.
That was a good play because, I mean, Granger's big and long. He can move.
It'll be 3rd and 1, so an 8-yard gain there for the Patriots.
So this is where the rubber meets the road now. You're 1 yard short of a first down, a game-changing first down. You need to make it right here.
Inside 6 minutes to go in the first half, and Patriots just going for some direct snap runs here to Granger. That snap's low. Granger hooks it up and heads off to his left side. Shakes one tackle off to his right and spins past the first down marker. Another blowout coat first down for Allen County-Scottsville.
Granger's proving his worth. Low snap. What should have been somebody come and taps him, but he was able to use his speed to get around that corner, get that first down, and keep the chains moving for ACS.
Deontay Granger has seen several direct snaps to start, or at least for these last couple of drives, and it looks like they'll have the same play ready to roll again, but this time they'll have Braden Holland there in between. He could get some help, and it's Williams back in at quarterback. He's lined up under center. They're going to pitch it off again to Granger, trying to cut back up the right side. Raiders sniff him out quickly. They bring him down quick. Looks like the ball's out.
Fumble. That was a fumble.
Football was out, and it looks like Warren East may have scooped up the football.
If that is a fumble, that's big. That's big for Warren East.
Jaden Ritchie forces the fumble. We take a look at the replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. And it looks like they will say Allen County managed to hold on to the football. You could see.
Wow, Allen County-Scottsville is getting real lucky with this one, because from up here, it looked like a fumble.
From the replay, it also looked like a fumble that was scooped up by Jaden Ritchie, but the officials will say otherwise, and that'll bring up what looks to be about 2nd and 6 on the way for ACS.
Well, if you fumble forward.
4.5 minutes to go. Here's Williams in motion, pitching it off to Holland, trying to go back to his right side and tracking a defender on his way to the first down marker. I think he's going to come up just short.
Well, I think that they're pretty happy with the call, so it's giving them a little bit of breath of life. He pulled a guy, literally pulled a guy.
It was Travian Kofer.
It's first down.
That gets them the first down, so it'll be a gain of 6 on the run from Holland, who breaches the plane for another blowout Cove first down, just shy of the red zone. They'll snap it from the 21.
So if you're ACS, this is the moment. This is what you've been hoping for, to get in the red zone territory so that way you can punch it and make this game close.
Both teams with 5 first downs apiece here, and they're 1 yard outside the red zone in 1st and 10. Here's a snap inside 4 minutes to go as well. Off to the right side, looks like goes Holland, who spins his way around a couple defenders inside the 20-yard line.
And see, now their running game is actually starting to work. They're not having to rely on the pass because now as the closer they get to the end zone, their running game is picking up.
Holland continuing to roll through some momentum here. It's a gain of 5 that time around after a run of 6 the snap prior. Got him the first down.
And if I'm Warren East, I'm concerned because they know the run is coming, but they haven't been able to stop it yet.
2nd and 5 on the way for Allen County-Scottsville. And this is a Warren East Raiders team that last season gave up almost 2,500 rushing yards. It's been something they've tried to improve on this season, is stopping the run. Here's the move from Granger, heading off to his left side. Plenty of space to breathe. Wide open window to the end zone. Touchdown ACS!
That is your workhorse right there. Granger is your workhorse. That's what you bring him in here for, because he is putting this team on his back, and his legs, his wheels are going to make the difference between this game, winning it and losing it. So ACS is already on the board, making it a close one.
15-yard rushing touchdown here for Granger, who had all that daylight around the left side and made his way into the end zone to put Allen County-Scottsville on the board here with about 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go in the second quarter. And now it looks like Allen County-Scottsville will aim to go for 2 to tie it up here.
I'm not mad at the strategy, honestly.
Here's Williams. Off the snap. They're going to hand it off. It's going to be a run up the right side. Warren East, I think they stopped him just shy.
Just short.
It was Bladen Beavers on the run, and he stopped right around the 1 yard line, so the 2-point attempt is no good, and now Allen County-Scottsville is on the board. Warren East still leads 8-6 with about 3 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll step aside and see if Warren East can get a drive going here to end it in the first half here on the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Welcome you back here to Jim Ross Field at Warren East High School. The Smurf Turf playing host to a 4A district matchup here with about 3 minutes to go in the first half. And Allen County-Scottsville was able to respond and get on the board for 6 with a 16-yard rushing touchdown from Deontay Granger. But it's Warren East who still leads 8-6 after that successful 2-point conversion. Here's going to be Warren East on the return, and lighting the afterburners are the Raiders as they get to about the 48-yard line before they're brought down.
So this is where Warren East has to now say, okay, now we don't have the momentum. ACS has it. How do we get it back? Going into halftime, we've got a 2-point lead. How do we make it a 2-score lead? Or can we make it a 2-score lead?
2:48 to go in this first half, and it was Diego Meunier on the return for Warren East. Gets them to the 48 in their own territory. It'll be 1st and 10. Lee along the left hip of Isabel. In motion is Boyer. Here's the snap. Isabel dropping back with time in the pocket. Steps up, fires. He's got Boyer downfield. Just overthrown again. Incomplete.
Again, he's got a beautiful pass, but sometimes it's a little bit farther than his target.
That 1-11 connection is something that has been crucial in big gains all season long for the Raiders, as Boyer has to make the long walk back.
But you see, if I'm Warren East, if I'm Isabel, I don't go away from that play. I just maybe think it out a little bit better, because that play can win you the game. That play can get you another touchdown.
Pass incomplete brings up 2nd and 10 with 2:42 to go in the first half. Isabel will have 2 receivers to his right side, 3 to his left. Here's the snap. Isabel going to fire it quickly to Lightfoot down the right side, who gets past the 45 in Patriots territory before he's knocked out of bounds. And just after the conclusion of the play, flag thrown in the backfield. looks like it'll be personal foul against Allen County-Scottsville.
This is where you got to play smart. You've scored, but now you've got to play smart defense. If you want to go to halftime with this only being a 2-point lead, you've got to play smart. Don't give Warren East a chance to score, because we've already seen what Isabel and Lightfoot can do. We've already seen what Lee can do, and they have no problems scoring at will. So let's make sure you don't do anything that gives them any extra yardage.
And that penalty will bring up another blowout first down for the Warren East Raiders as they march their way down to the 29-yard line of Allen County-Scottsville.
Very costly.
Very costly. And here they are on the way. 3 receivers to the left side. In motion is Lee. Here's the snap, pitching it over to Lee, who just loses it off his fingertips.
Off the tips of the fingertips. And that's the thing about Isabel's passes are good, but they're just a little bit out of the range of his wide receivers. And it's not his fault. It's not the wide receiver's fault. Sometimes that's just the way the balls fall. But especially when you're trying to punch it in, you got to make those catches. That's what you practice for every day of the week, for those plays, for those moments.
Jeremiah Lee now lined up alongside the left hip. He was in motion that time around and swinging to Isabel's left side. This time they'll hand it off to Lee, who punches his ticket up the A-gap and meets a wall of about 3 or 4 Patriots who stop his forward momentum around the 25-yard line.
I'll tell you what, I want to be like Jeremiah Lee when I grow up. I want to be able to run like that. I want to be able to push people with me. They come with, just say, come with me. I'm going to take you on a ride. That's what he does with the ACS defense. Take them on a ride.
So it'll now be 3rd and 6 on the way for the Raiders. Here's Isabel looking over the top. He's going to let it air out all the way down the right side to Lightfoot and can't get it in. Looked like maybe Lightfoot was hoping for a pass interference call there, a little bit of contact.
Yeah. And Isabel even did the pump fake just to give himself a little bit more time to get the ball to Lightfoot, and it's still just a little bit overthrown.
Minute 54 to go here in the first half. It's the Raiders that lead 8-6. That ball incomplete, intended for Braden Lightfoot. It would have been his 2nd touchdown completion of the night. And they're going to go for it here on 4th and 6. Here's the snap. Isabel dropping back again, favoring that right side, and he's going to have to run off to his left and pitch it away. Nearly hauled in, but incomplete off to the sideline.
And I don't think his wide receiver was ready for it. I think his wide receiver was going to run his route. He tries to come back, comes back a little too late. Isabel, if I was Isabel, I would just ran that play, because you could have gotten your 6 yards and you could have been ready to go for the end zone.
2nd turnover for Warren East tonight. That one on downs, and it was an incomplete pass intended for Gideon Robbins, the junior receiver, who isn't necessarily one of the starting receivers you see in this lineup for Warren East, but plays some substitution snaps for Logan Boyer and DK Austin. And unfortunately, that one obviously wasn't intended for him. You could see that Isabel was favoring the right side of the field and just had to try to get the ball away.
And if I'm Isabel, you had enough yardage and you have enough speed, you could have got a first down with your legs. And then from there, you figure out what you're going to do for the next play. But hindsight's 20/20. You have to go with what you got.
Turnover on downs brings up 1st and 10 for Allen County-Scottsville at their own 25. Here's a delayed handoff to Holland, who's trying to make a break for it, and he's brought down quickly by Warren East. That was number 14, Levi Faulkner.
That was just an ugly play. That looked like a forced handoff, and it didn't look clean. So they're lucky to have escaped with as little damage as they did.
Faulkner was quick to get that one, and is one of the leading tacklers on this team at linebacker. Comes into tonight with 33 tackles on the season, 3 for loss, and we got a timeout by Warren East. Raiders lead 8-6, and what's been, I think, considerably more of a back and forth first half than maybe we had considered coming into tonight, but most of it has fallen on the penalties and the dirty laundry that's been thrown all over the field.
Yeah, and neither team has really been able to get momentum except for when they've been able to score. But other than that, it's been who's going to mess up this time, who's going to get a flag, who's going to get a flag. If you took out the flags, we probably would have at least 3 scores on both sides. But because the flags have come in there, it's killed momentum. But the good thing about it is I think they're starting to settle into their plays now. They're starting to settle into who they are and what their game is. But now it becomes, again, that battle of attrition. Who's going to make the most plays? Who's going to score first?
2nd and 10 on the way. After that carry results in no gain for Allen County-Scottsville. Minute 26 to go in the half. Here's the snap. Hood back in at quarterback for Allen County-Scottsville. That one looks like it's slightly underthrown, and it'll be marked incomplete. It would have landed about the 30 for a 5-yard gain, and it'll bring up 3rd and 10.
If I'm ACS and I'm looking at the clock here, we got a little over a minute 20, but 19. Try to get into red zone territory. Get a field goal. Get something to take the lead, so you can go into the halftime saying, "Hey, look, we got the lead on Warren East. We're able to come into the second half and possibly end up winning this thing."
With a minute 19 to go, Allen County-Scottsville going to at least try to give their kicker Tyler Shaw an opportunity at a field goal. Here's the snap. Hood's dropping back in the pocket. He quicks the release to Holland, who gets past the 25-yard line, but he's brought down quickly around the 27.
Good pass by Hood. I like where he went to. You got some yardage. You're hopefully going to keep moving the chains. But, again, the clock is not on your side, so you need to do what you can. I'd take maybe 1 or 2 quick shots to maybe try to get 20, 30 yards on a play if you think you got it. Otherwise, the short dinks and dunks are not going to get you a score before the half.
Timeout Warren East, and that brings up 4th and 6 after a 4-yard gain there for Holland on the reception from Cannon Hood, who, again, sophomore, back in at quarterback. You're seeing a little bit of maybe a back-and-forth rotation here planned potentially from head coach Brad Hood.
And I'm assuming that you think Hood can get you at least enough yards to get you in field goal position. Now, we saw him before the game. He's got an arm on him now. I don't know if he has the arm that's going to get us 20, 30 yards per one play, but we're going to see right here if he has enough to at least march them down to at least the 30-yard line to set up a potential field goal.
Well, we did see in our opening game coverage, if you tuned in with us with the Cole Lumber Bowl, we actually witnessed firsthand Cannon Hood's first varsity passing touchdown.
Oh.
He came in late in their matchup in the Cole Lumber Bowl, and he didn't start that game. It was Josh Williams as per usual, and about midway through the fourth quarter, they put in Cannon Hood, and his first snap of the game throws a 20-yard pass, and then that receiver carries it 20 more yards all the way to the house. So 40-yard passing touchdown for Cannon Hood, his first at the varsity level in the first game of the season.
Well, here you go. Let's see if he can recreate that magic tonight.
This one's going to get punted away by the Patriots with about a minute to go in the first half, and the Raiders are backpedaling it, seeing where it might land. It's going to bounce around the 20, 19 to the 17, and the Patriots will stop it at the 17-yard line.
Very favorable bounces for ACS. Very favorable.
So Warren East without a chance to return that one for favorable field position. We got 54 seconds to go in this first half. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe you see East go for a play or two, and then ultimately if they don't get the big gains they're hoping for, just try to run out the clock to end the half.
I mean, so you've got Isabel and Lightfoot. You could probably make up the ground of like 30 to 40 yards pretty easy within a couple plays if they want to. And you got Lee who could probably break a few tackles and run it. So it's not out of the question they could make something happen.
Here's Isabel immediately under pressure, moving off to his right side, fires it away to Boyer. Finally gets that reception at the 45-yard line.
Ooh, Boyer got the catch, and he got a little bit of punishment coming down with it. But that's what you need. Now you've almost cut the field in half. Now, a couple more of those, you can see the end zone before the half.
He was trying to find Boyer, who has 3 other receptions tonight. That's by far his biggest, a 25-yard gain with 30 seconds to go in the half. Under pressure is Isabel, stepping up in the pocket, firing off to his right side, caught by Lightfoot. Inside past the 40 before he steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
And Isabel's just a smart player. He feels the pressure around him, and he scrambles out. He almost always makes the right play to the right person.
And a flag is thrown on the play. It looks like this could bring the Raiders back.
Oh, maybe I stand corrected.
Would have been almost a 19-yard gain for Warren East, and it's going to get called back. Unfortunately, what would have been a strong play from both the quarterback and the wide receiver.
And again, see, now this is the worst time for Dirty Laundry to come out on the field. The worst time. You have momentum. You are marching down that field, and now you got to call it all the way back.
Had a 25-yard gain on that pass from Isabel to Boyer, who have been trying to find that deep ball connection all game long. And here they are here on a 1st and 20. Isabel pitching it off to Lee, who hauls that one in that time. He won't let it fall off his fingertips. Gets to the 45. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And so you still got a little bit of time. You got, 20 seconds? Go for one good pass, get to that field goal range, and then try to get you 3 before you leave for the half.
Timeout Warren East with 20 seconds to go in the first half here. As with that momentum rolling, you can only imagine how they could have kept rolling downfield had that penalty not come into play, because you could really see the end. That's what Warren East thrives off of, is in these late quarter moments where it feels like they enjoy the pressure more than just the casual drives downfield in the middle of a quarter. There's some kind of a difference there.
I mean, and look at them. They're throwing up 30s and 40s every game. Tonight, I don't know if they'll get there with all these penalties, but, I mean, if you can just lock in for 20 seconds, you can get a nice touchdown before the end of the half, and you can go in basically saying, look, ACS, we're going to make it really hard for you in the second half to even try to win this game.
12-yard pickup for Jeremiah Lee. Brings up 2nd and 8 now for Warren East, and they'll snap it from their own 48. 2nd and 8. Here's Isabel favoring his right side, shifting, stepping up in the pocket, fires away. He's got Lightfoot downfield for the first down, past the 35 before he walks out of bounds with 14 seconds to go on the clock.
That's the connection right there. Isabel, Lightfoot. Where we're at right now, don't move away from that. You do that again, you might be in the end zone, or you're going to be a couple yards short of it. So that is the connection right there. If they're smart, go it again until they stop it.
Lightfoot so far been the big impact player tonight in this first half for the Raiders. 14 seconds to go in the first half, and Isabel trying to escape the pressure, has to throw it out of bounds, incomplete.
For the first time, I think we've seen ACS's defense really actually step up and make him do something that he didn't want to do. Other than that, Isabel's been able to slip and slide like a little slithery little snake and find the wide receiver and make a play. So ACS defense stepping up when they need to.
That was the senior linebacker Eli McCoy for Allen County-Scottsville, putting that pressure on Xavier Isabel, who forced him to throw it away. That incomplete bring up 2nd and 10 for Warren East. 8.4 seconds to go in the first half. Score nothing. Here's the snap for Isabel. Looking to his right side. He's got 2 receivers wide open down there. And first one is Boyer, who gets the reception and marches out of bounds for about an 8-yard gain, and that stops the clock with 4.3 seconds to go in the first half.
Beautiful play. Just a simple, nice pass. Found Boyers. You move the chains. Now you're in great position.
4 straight pass completions has put Warren East at this point on the field, and it'll be 3rd and 3 with 4 seconds to go in the first half.
Looks like they're going to go all or nothing because 4 seconds, you don't have but one play. Go all or nothing. Go all the way and see if you can get to Lightfoot, see if you can get Boyer a play.
3 receivers to the left side. That's going to be where Isabel favors it. He's got Boyer down the middle, and he just overthrows him, and that runs out the clock for the first half off the incompletion. And it was Allen County-Scottsville who won the coin toss and deferred to the second half, so they will start that second half with the football. But it's the Raiders who lead after that whole first half, 8-6. And don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we'll have your halftime show. We'll give you the statistics, take a look at some highlights through this game so far, and then we'll bring up your second half coverage to see which one of these teams wants that win just a little bit more. You're tuned in to your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
We know getting your car serviced isn't exactly your favorite thing to do.
That's why we don't treat it like it's just another job.
You want it done fast without cutting corners.
We get it right the first time.
You've got places to be.
So we move like your schedule depends on it. Because it does.
Clear communication, no surprises.
Trust goes further than miles.
Toyota of Bowling Green.
We make servicing your vehicle simple.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait. The dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to Jim Ross Field and the Smurf Turf as the Warren East Band is set to perform here at halftime. We welcome you into our halftime coverage. Appreciate you for tuning in thus far as Warren East leads Allen County-Scottsville 8-6 at the half. Ryan Murphy, Ryan Dearbone alongside. It's the Ryan and Ryan show here tonight. Matthew Clark, our producer-director. Our man Andy back in the board op at the studio. Seth Daniel has been up on the roof on our game cam, and Ian Lewis down on the sidelines, running up and down the field, carrying that camera, getting you the up-close personal action shots that bring you the coverage that arguably nobody else in the region can provide. And It's been a fun one so far as, again, like we mentioned, Warren East leads 8-6. Looking at some key stats here in this first half specifically, offensively, it's been Warren East who have consistently shown their ability to gain yards, but unfortunately, like you mentioned a little bit in the pregame show, Professor, is that They can make drives downfield. It's just completing once they get to the red zone that is the struggle.
I mean, Isabel's thrown for a lot of yards, but the only person who's thrown for more yards is probably the referee with the yellow flag. Because we've seen so many penalties. Warren East has shot themselves in the foot. Warren East, in my opinion, probably is 2 touchdowns short of what they should be because they just didn't settle in the game. But even still, when they were playing and they were playing good, you had Isabel lining it up to Lightfoot. You had Boyer doing what he was supposed to do. You had Jeremiah Lee making sure they were running down the field. It's just that Warren East waited till the last minute to really start to figure out what they were supposed to be doing tonight.
And with both these teams so far, specifically for Warren East, it's been that big passing game that has allowed them to stay up over Allen County-Scottsville. 128 total passing yards in that first half, 43 rushing on the ground, so haven't seen Jeremiah Lee really find his rhythm just yet, but he had a couple of strong runs there, especially on that drive down the field that almost resulted in another touchdown, and 171 total yards in that first half for Warren East, which is about what you anticipate as they're averaging about 340 total offensive yards per game, so this is about what you expect from Warren East so far this season, but Allen County, on the other hand, not trailing too far behind, except on the complete opposite statistic. 85 rushing yards, 18 passing, 103 total, plus that touchdown for Allen County-Scottsville. And turnovers-wise, Warren East, this has probably been the biggest thing. Those 2 turnovers for Warren East to Allen County-Scottsville's none. One of those was a fumble, the other a turnover on downs. And then Warren East, though, more time with the football, 8 first downs to Allen County-Scottsville's 3. Now, there's plenty of more action going on around the region. If you stay with us, we'll have those scores when we come back from break. But those are your halftime stats from here between the Warren East Raiders and the Allen County-Scottsville Patriots. As the Raiders lead 8-6 at the half, we'll step aside. When we come back, we'll look at highlights, preview the second half, and give you some score updates from around the region right here in your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountains Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back here to Jim Ross Field and the Smurf Turf at Warren East High School as the Raiders lead the Patriots 8-6 here at halftime. Welcome you into our halftime coverage for your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week. And we're going to take a look at some highlights. After that, we'll give you some scoring updates from around the region, including a scoring update for WKU football. We appreciate you for tuning in with us here. First, one of our players to watch, Eddie Chavez for Allen County-Scottsville, came through with the big sack that buried Warren East deep in their own territory. Ultimately, it was Warren East that would end up having to punt away the football, and Allen County-Scottsville would eventually take hold and find their way into the end zone in the second quarter. But first one to strike would be Warren East as Isabel finds Lightfoot inside the 5, who drags a man into the end zone for the first touchdown of the game.
And that's been the connection that's worked all game long. Isabel to Lightfoot. They have been figuring out how to get it done. Now, can they do that more in the second half?
Lightfoot has been the difference maker in the first half, but ACS found their own success in Deontay Granger taking a couple of direct snaps, and this time around it would be the pitch from Williams, who then finds Granger with wide open space down the left side, gives the Patriots their first score of the game. They would also go for 2 and be unable to convert, so that is where the Raiders have that 8-6 lead now over the Patriots. It's the band of Warren East that just wrapped up their performance here at halftime, and now we've got some scoring updates from around the region. And with it being fall break next week for a lot of scores in the region, yesterday you saw plenty of teams take the field as well just to maybe get ahead of the curve, expecting some folks to leave early, try to get it in for a little Thursday night football action. And last night it was Bowling Green who shut out Warren Central in district play 47-0. South Warren also in district play nearly shut out Meade County. They win that one at home with a final score of 55-3 over the Green Wave. It's Grayson County visiting Ohio County, taking the win 48-13. And then what I heard from some back home in my territory of Monroe County, that was a shootout, and probably the most entertaining game of last night was between Campbellsville and Monroe County. Campbellsville takes the win 48-42. And some other scores around the region, at least right now, it's halftime between Hart County and Adair County. It's actually Hart County's home opener. They'll be honoring Skylar Oldham, who unfortunately passed away just a couple of weeks ago, one of the members of their team, and they currently lead 14-0 at halftime over Adair County. Franklin Simpson leads Callaway County 42-7 at the half, so they are putting up some big numbers at home as well. Paducah Tillman leads undefeated Logan County 21-7 through the second quarter, and Glasgow still rolling on their undefeated season, leads Butler County at Butler County 42-7 20-6 at the half. The Scotties are having themselves a season under first-year head coach Jackson Arnett.
Very impressive.
Also, if you're tuning in with us and you're interested in the score updates for WKU football, it's about midway through the third quarter, 7 minutes to go in that third quarter, and Western Kentucky just got a big pick six to put themselves up 20-17 over the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens.
You don't want to lose to a Blue Hen. I'm telling you, they're plucky, but you don't want to lose to them.
They're plucky, but currently Hilltoppers up 20-17, first year in FBS, so they're putting up a decent fight. They've got a great offense.
I'll tell you what, and the Blue Hens would feel right at home on this blue field. I'm telling you what.
Same color scheme and everything.
When they come next season, maybe we just have the game here on the blue field. Now, they might be hard to see, but this would be home for them. Blue Hens on Warren East blue Smurf turf.
I feel like they would blend in pretty well. Also blue and yellow.
Yeah.
So if the color schemes would match pretty well, though I don't know that the Hilltoppers would love that. They might be a little – they'd be like, come on, man, we got to have big red on the field.
That is true.
Might be a little weird for them.
Maybe we paint our field red.
I've seen some renders of that. It doesn't look that bad.
It could work.
I think it could work.
It could work.
Although I love the standard green, though. I'm a sucker for that.
Maybe for homecoming. Somebody call Todd Stewart, tell him.
Tell him to come up with some like red turf spray or something. Figure something out.
Make the whole field look like Big Red's, the eyes and the smile.
Oh, my gosh, yes, because you saw the basketball court thing that came out last year for April Fools, and everybody thought it was real.
Why couldn't we?
We were all convinced that Diddle Arena was going to be just Big Red's eyes. It was going to be great. But listen, this coverage so far this season for our Seven Mountain Sports Network coverage has been phenomenal. We've enjoyed doing this every single week. Week 7 now. We've had 2 games this week. We had one last night between Barron County and Greenwood. Greenwood took the win on the road, 21-17, the final score with that one last night. But we'll have next week off because, as we mentioned, it's fall break throughout the region. But when we come back in 2 weeks' time, we'll have an exciting district matchup right here in Bowling Green. It'll be at Bowling Green High School as the Purples host the Greenwood Gators. That's going to be an interesting matchup because you kind of have the gladiator rushing type technique, the grittiness of the Gators versus that more air raid style that you're used to seeing out of the Purples.
And see, the good thing about if you're an air raid team, you can usually withstand a lot of the gladiator rushing. However, the thing about the gladiators, they become battle tested. We talked about this earlier. Iron sharpens iron. The more you grit, the more you gut through. And plus, they already don't like each other. So I think I think
that's an understatement.
It feels like this could be the match. Could be the game of the season for both teams, just because of the fact that you've got the air raid, you've got the grinding of the ground. I'm not gonna be here, so I'm not gonna make a pick. I'm gonna leave that to you all. But I think I'm gonna be watching the game. I'll tell you that much. I will watch that game.
It's gonna be an exciting one. That's 2 weeks' time. That'll be on October 17th when we're back to our typical Friday Night Lights coverage. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Pre-game coverage will start about 6:40 right here on our live stream on YouTube or on the Point Rocks app or over the radio frequencies with the Point Rocks. Whatever it is you choose to listen or watch, we appreciate you for tuning in. Of course, a huge thank you to our sponsors who make it possible to get out here to the games every single week, including Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, Toyota of Bowling Green, State Farm agent Will Coker, and NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. They will be the ones who, sponsor us crowning the player of the game a little later tonight. And so far through the first half, it's looked like it's Warren East Braden Lightfoot.
I'd say Lightfoot has been a game changer. He's been a game changer for this one because without his touchdown, where would we be at right now? ACS would have the lead.
ACS potentially could have the lead here or at least tie things up, and I think going for 2 was probably a big piece in that and deciding to go for it. We assumed they were going to take the PAT, and by the time we looked up, they had already completed that 2-point conversion and had that 8-0 lead, and Allen County-Scottsville managed to come away with it there. But currently at the half, it's the Raiders who lead 8-6. We're getting ready to get back underway. Both teams making their way out onto the field, beginning to stretch and loosen up for the second half. And as they do, we'll step aside, maybe stretch ourselves around and get prepped for what could be an exciting second half here at Jim Ross Field. You're tuned into your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the Seven Mountain Sports Network.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
Welcome me back here to Jim Ross Field and the Smurf turf. It's very blue on this field here, and I made the joke last week when we were here when Warren East hosted Franklin Simpson as they brought us into the broadcast booth with our virtual camera with Hamp next to me. I said, no, we're not on a cruise. Like, it looks plenty blue out here like we're in the ocean, but we're not. But one person who is in the ocean right now is Big Hamp, or at least he's getting there. He's on the way. That's where he decided to take a trip with his wife for her birthday, and that's why he couldn't be here. We've got Ryan Dearbone now here with us, who's keeping his seat warm, and we're having a great time tonight.
I tell you what, Hamp's my boy, so the least I could do is keep the seat warm for him so he can enjoy some nice, cool vibes on the beach. Hamp, wherever you're at, brother, enjoy yourself. I'm going to keep your seat warm for you. Next week you can have it back, but for right now, I'm having a great time with my colleague and my student who, so far through the first half, you have got an A+, my friend.
Let's go.
A+. Let's see if we can finish that strong. Keep that A+.
We're going to hope that this is a pass or fail, and that I don't give any reason for it to be fail.
Well, you'll find out after Western's fall break. I'll let you know when you come back. So you got a few days to think about that.
So I'm going to have a chance to rest on it is what it sounds
Absolutely.
like. At least I'm going to be able to mentally prepare.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to be able to mentally prepare for whether or not I'm going to be able to graduate in December is what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Well, the clock's winding down. Both teams have stretched things off. Allen County-Scottsville heading back to their sideline. You see Warren East there on your screen as they're huddled up. They managed to score 8 points in that first half. It's one of the lowest scoring first halves they've had all season, and especially over these last 4 games. Allen County-Scottsville, though, trailing only by 2. They weren't able to complete on the 2-point conversion after they got their touchdown rushing on the ground from Deontay Granger. But both these teams, opposite offensive schemes, and so far have kept it close. But penalties, again, we mentioned penalties several times throughout the halftime show and throughout this game because it seems like they've played the biggest factor.
And honestly, if I'm ACS, I feel good about our defense because our defense did have some major stops, but I also understand that a lot of that came at Warren East shooting their own selves in the foot. So if I'm ACS, my big thing is clean up penalties, make sure that I'm still being aggressive because you are literally 2 points behind. You're not a whole touchdown behind. You're 2 points behind. You get aggressive. You get Warren East out of their comfort level. You shut down Lightfoot. You stop Lee. You have a real serious chance of winning this game.
Serious chance of winning it as Warren East is out front currently as they lead 8-6. Set to start this third quarter. Allen County won the coin toss earlier tonight, and they chose to defer to the second half, so they will be back to receive with both Deontay Granger and Aiden Granger. It's a pair of Grangers back to receive at about the 10-yard line.
I'll tell you what, that deferral looks really smart now that you come to this point, beginning of the half, you get the ball back, gives you a chance to immediately strike and immediately put your will on Warren East moving into the game.
That one looked to be a potential onside kick attempt for Warren East, and it takes a short hop, skip, and a bounce into the hands of Eddie Chavez, who drops down at the 49-yard line, and Allen County will pick it up there for their first offensive drive of the second half.
Tell you what, this is lining up pretty good for ACS. I mean, you're right almost at the halfway mark already. All you have to do is get aggressive. You've used Granger a lot so far, and Granger has answered the bell. Do we see Granger on this first play out to shoot?
Warren East had 70 more total offensive yards in that first half compared to Allen County-Scottsville, and yet Allen County still only trailing by 2. It would be a tie ball game had they converted on the 2-point conversion or went for the PAT and succeeded. They'd only trail by 1. Current score 8-6 as we're underway in the third quarter. Here's Williams on the handoff. Aiden Granger on the carry, who takes the handoff past the 50-yard line to the 49. It'll be a gain of 3.
And I think you're going to get a steady diet of Granger. At least to be up. There's a flag.
Another flag immediately to open this second half. And I think you mentioned it earlier that I think there has been more yellow on this field than normal, strictly because of the amount of flags that have been thrown.
I mean, honestly, the referee probably has as many passing yards as anybody else.
It'll be a personal foul on the Raiders. So benefits Allen County-Scottsville this time around.
Yeah. Warren East, this is very, I mean, if I'm them, I'm very concerned at the lack of focus these guys are showing. Yes, they've had shots of brilliance, but overall lack of focus that they keep getting penalties, basically giving ACS as many chances as they want to potentially score and take the lead.
And for Warren East, they're in their first game officially under interim head coach Greg Howard, as Allen County-Scottsville with the handoff to Deontay Granger past that line of scrimmage and tries to spin his way to the 30-yard line and gets took down about the 32.
Nice run, and they're exploiting little holes. You find a little gap, you push your way in. Granger's the type of player that he's going to get his yards. You can't really stop him. You try to minimize what he's going to end up getting.
Pair of runs split even between both Grangers. It'll now bring up 2nd and 8 for Allen County-Scottsville. And as we were mentioning, interim head coach now for the Warren East Raiders is Greg Howard. Coming into the season, it was anticipated it would be Tanner Hall in what would have been his 3rd season, but just about last Thursday, announced his resignation as head coach. He would stay with Warren East in his teacher position, but step down as head coach, and now Greg Howard has stepped into that role. Here's a handoff again to Deontay Granger, who stiff arms a Raider, but trips up a little around the 34-yard line and will drop down there for what looks like a potential loss.
And you mentioned the coaching change. I wonder if that may be part of what's affecting Warren East, because even though their interim coach is now their head coach, there's still always a changeover. Things still feel a little bit different. So I wonder if this might be a side effect of that. They're still playing good ball, but they're not playing Warren East type of football.
3rd and 8 after that run by Deontay Granger resulted in no gain. And Williams back in at quarterback. We saw Cannon Hood at the end of the first half for Allen County-Scottsville. Now the junior back in at the quarterback position. He'll have Granger to his right hip. And here's the snap. Williams dropping back, pitches it over the right side. I think it's picked off.
Oh, winners. Incomplete.
Warren East appears to have picked it off, and it was Sam Tunks again with the big defensive play. And no, they're going to say that was incomplete. Sam Tunks could not haul it in. Here's a replay, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. It'll bring up 4th and 8 for Allen County-Scottsville. And so close, it looked like, was Sam Tunks. Potentially just didn't have possession as he rolled across the ground.
And see, ACS again having great field position, having the momentum on their side, and they just can't make it work.
9:50 to go in this 3rd quarter. 4th and 8 on the way as ACS set to go for it. It'll be a direct snap to Deontay Granger. And last time around when they chose to go that route, they had several big gains. One of those an 18-yard gain by Granger as the football gets dropped down the snap.
Miscommunication.
It looks like Granger managed to scoop it up in the chaos, but on 4th down, it'll be a turnover on downs back to Warren East.
Wow, you literally had a player run in during the snap and mess the entire play up. Again, this is what more can you do? When you're given lemons, instead of making lemonade, they're just sucking and making their face get shrink.
It's the best analogy, I think. That was awesome. I've never heard that lemon analogy before.
I literally just made that up.
There's a lot of yellow on the field. So
I'm feeling very lemony right now.
Very lemony, lots of yellow and blue. Here's the pass from Isabel to Lightfoot off to the right side past the 40 at the 41. It's where Allen County-Scottsville will make the stop. It's Eli McCoy on the tackle.
So if I'm Warren East right now, ACS hasn't been able to do anything. They haven't been able to come out to shoot and score. I'm feeling pretty good about my chances, but I have to quit all the penalties, get a couple of good passes, and move.
Here's the handoff to Lee, who finds a spot up the A-gap and plenty of room to breathe past the 40, past the 30, inside the 20. He loses the football inside the 10. Allen County-Scottsville scoops it up at the 4-yard line.
Wow. And Jeremiah Lee looked so good. It was a horse race, and he gets almost there. Wow.
He got knocked down inside the 20, and as he was in the midst of it, he dropped the football, showing his frustration. Look at this run here for Lee. Just past the 20, Deontay Granger reaches around and punches out the football.
And that's why you never give up on the play. Even when somebody's running faster than you, you never give up on it because you just never know what's going to happen. And that is a game-saving play for ACS right there.
It was Wyatt Todd who recovered that for Allen County-Scottsville, and it's a timeout by Warren East after that fumble.
I tell you what, that's fundamental football. Always punching out for the ball. That is going to get him a huge congratulations from his coach and his teammates.
What a punch out by Deontay Granger, who's kind of been the story of the night for the Patriots. And this is the breakout run we know Jeremiah Lee is capable of, but no way could he have known that Deontay Granger would have perfectly angled the punch to knock out the football just under his arm.
Well, we've seen Granger's just as fast as Lee is, so that's the one guy you don't want running with you because he has the capability and the long arms to make that punch out. And literally at the worst place, you're literally within 3 yards of the end zone, and boom, done, over with. Now all you can do is think about what could have been.
It was Wyatt Todd, the sophomore, who recovered the football once it got punched out. And now with 9 minutes and 11 seconds to go in the third quarter, it's Allen County-Scottsville with possession at their own 2-yard line.
See, now's the point. You've put yourself in a position to do well. You got to do well now.
Looks like Cannon Hood is back to receive. Again, the sophomore quarterback. And looks like he lost the football. And I think Warren East recovered it for a touchdown.
Wow,
and they did.
That's a touchdown. Wow.
Touchdown, Warren East. That's how you bounce back.
Man, again, this is a battle of attrition. Who wants it? Warren East dead to rights on that last play, and they managed to scoop it up in the end zone and get the score over ACS.
Levi Faulkner was the one who jumped on top of the football for Warren East. As we take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green, the pressure was on. It looks like the handoff was intended for Holland, and Faulkner jumps on top of it, recovers the football one snap after that forced fumble from Allen County-Scottsville, and it's almost like it never even happened.
Simple mistakes. You actually you fumbled forward. Talking about fumble forward, Warren East did what they were supposed to do. Their defense played smart. Simple mistake by ACS. Capitalized. End zone. Touchdown.
Levi Faulkner on the sidelines getting some chats with his team. Some congratulations there from Logan Boyer, who is beyond hype. You can see how this team communicates. They support one another consistently on the sidelines, but we are currently in an injury timeout for a Warren East Raider. It looks like down on the field is Brandon McCluskey, who started tonight in the secondary for Warren East, but he's able to be helped back to his feet and make his way back to the sideline under his own power.
So now this is a momentum changer right here. So if you're Warren East, inexplicably you did what you were supposed to do. You didn't do it the way you wanted to, but the end result was the same. You got the points. Now ACS is on their heels.
First time this season for McCluskey starting in that corner spot. He was the one who went down and drew out that injury timeout, but he was able to make his way back to the sideline under his own power and looked to be just a little shaken up, as now Warren East will go for the PAT. Mercy Florbert to take this one. So far this season, he's 16 for 17 on extra points, and right here at home, it's going to make it look easy. That extra point is up, and it is good. It's a 15-6 lead now for Warren East off that recovered fumble for a touchdown. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, and Warren East trying to stretch their lead. You're tuned in to the Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week here on the Seven Mountains Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
9 minutes to go in this third quarter as we welcome you back here to Jim Ross Field and the Smurf Turf at Warren East High School as the Raiders extend their lead off a recovered fumble by Levi Faulkner. It's now 15-6 the lead for the Raiders. They're up by 9 as now Mercy Florbert will return the football back to Allen County-Scottsville, and it will be the duo of Grangers, Deontay Granger and Aiden Granger, back to receive at the 15.
Let's see, this is where you've got to compose yourself and figure out a new way to the end zone.
Here's the run for Aiden Granger off to the right side, and still trying to shake his way past the 30, but he'll be stopped quickly around the 33-yard line.
See, now for Warren East, they've given themselves a little bit of breathing room. For ACS, now they realize their next series is crucial. They have got to keep the pressure on Warren East. They cannot let Warren East get the ball again and score, or else they might be driving the car away from ACS, and ACS will have to deal with another potential loss.
9 minutes exactly left to go in this third quarter.
Now, if I'm ACS, I get my poise. I figure out you've been working the system. The Granger boys have been helping you out. I don't stray from them. I don't try to do something different than what I've done before. You're still in striking distance. Just make sure you pony up and you do your thing.
Allen County-Scottsville has Josh Williams back in at quarterback. It'll hand it off to Holland, who thinks about going up the middle and tries to cut back to the left side, and the Raiders force him backwards.
Wow.
For what looks like a short gain of 2 on the play.
Last time they started to run, it didn't quite work, so maybe they need to get a couple passing plays under their belts, get at least to the half mark of the field, and then start trying to run, because right now you're in no man's land. You're on your side of the field. Nothing's ventured, nothing gained.
3-yard gain that time for Braden Holland, and now inside 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2nd and 7 on the way for the Patriots. Williams set for the snap, into motion for the Patriots. Once again, a handoff to Holland. The Raiders quick to sniff it out, though, as they push him just past that original line of scrimmage, and it looks like it'll be a loss of 1.
And as I'm watching ACS try to pull this off, it's very slow and methodical when they do their hands off. It's so easy for Warren East to sniff it out because it's not fast, it's not crisp, it's not a quick movement. It's slow and like I'm literally handing a baby to its mother. It needs to get faster and crisper if they're going to try to pull those plays off.
Inside 8 minutes to go now. After that 2-yard loss, we'll bring up 3rd and 9 for Allen County-Scottsville. Raiders lead 15-6 here on Pink Out Night. Williams still in a quarterback. He's got Holland lined up alongside the left hip and 2 receivers on either side of the line. Here's a snap. Williams dropping back. He's going to fire it off to his right side. That one's nearly picked off by Sam Tunks, but it'll be marked incomplete and bring up 4th down.
ACS could not capitalize because they couldn't get the pass game going. They couldn't get the run game going. So now it's a quick 3 and out, putting Warren East, depending on how this punt goes, in pretty good field position to possibly extend the lead. ACS has got to make one big defensive stop if they want to have any chance of coming through this game and winning.
4th down forced by the Warren East defense, and that'll force Allen County-Scottsville to punt it away with Eddie Chavez. He'll be punting it from around the 16-yard line. It bounces out of the snap on the ground, and Chavez will try to hold on to it and make a break for the 1st down. He won't do it. He'll get to about the 26 in Allen County-Scottsville territory, and now the Raiders will start this drive with decent field position.
That was an ugly play with an even uglier result, because now Warren East really doesn't have to do a whole lot of work. If Warren East is smart, get a couple of good plays in, you can be right back in the end zone and didn't have to expend a lot of energy and have to spend a lot of time. Now ACS is putting themselves in a hole that they may not be able to dig themselves out of.
Ending that first half, Warren East had 2 turnovers to ACS's none. Now here we are with 7:15 to go in the third quarter, and Allen County-Scottsville now tallied 3 turnovers just at the start of this second half.
And really no yards on Warren East's part. They haven't had to put many yards out there to get the desired result.
Gain of 4 on the pass to Boyer from Isabel on that play. That moves them up to the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 6. Warren East convinced they may have drew an offsides there, but they hold off on the delayed snap.
And what they've done, too, is help Warren East by not having to get penalties because ACS has done it all for them.
Here's the snap. 6.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Isabel fires across the flat. He's got Lee there on the catch. That's actually Lightfoot who hauls it in inside the 15.
Wide open, was able to catch the pass. Now you are literally sitting at the doorstep of the end zone.
First down for Warren East in this second half. It was about a 11-yard gain off the completion to Braden Lightfoot. Now inside the red zone, it'll be 1st and 10. Lee along the left or the right hip of Isabel. Taking the handoff off the screen to Lightfoot again. Off the right side, trying to find some space. Creates it himself into the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Warren East.
And this is all Warren East has had to do. Isabel to Lightfoot, that is the magic. That's the magic key right there. And now ACS by their mistakes have now put Warren East clearly in the driver's seat, and this is more like the Warren East team we expected to see from the beginning of the game.
Off the screen to Braden Lightfoot. It's a 14-yard passing touchdown. Here, as it looks like Warren East again going to try to go for 2 to extend this lead. Some motion here. It's going to be a pitch off and a throw over to the back corner of the end zone. 2-point conversion is good.
Trickeration. I mean, at this point, why not? Why not? You've got the momentum. You are clearly trying to put your foot on the throat of ACS. Why not do a little trickeration? And it paid off for Warren East.
Kind of a fake-looking flea flicker in a way.
Yeah.
Had Isabel pitch it backwards to Weston Akins, who then found Gideon Robbins in the back left corner of the end zone to complete the 2-point conversion. 2 successful 2-point conversions and a successful PAT for Warren East. They've maximized the points on every single scoring drive that they've had, and they now lead 23-6 over Allen County-Scottsville.
And Allen County-Scottsville has got to be smarter in their play calling. They've got to be smarter in their execution, because 23-6 is a pretty big lead. It's not insurmountable, but you've got to stop playing kid ball now. You've got to play smart. You've got to man up. You cannot allow Warren East to impose their will, because they average 30 to 40 points. They will keep going. They will keep coming at you. They found their secret sauce for tonight. They'll keep coming at you if you let them.
Mercy Florbert will kick the football back to Allen County-Scottsville, and it will be the Granger duo of Deontay Granger and Aiden Granger set to receive around the 10-yard line. Warren East leading 23-6 with 5:57 to go in the third quarter. Here's Florbert. That football is going to land right at the 15. It's picked up by Deontay Granger. And here he is on the return. Past the 35, past the 40. Raiders defense still trying to force him down, but Granger spinning his way past the 40, brought down at the 35 in Warren East territory.
Unfortunately, there's laundry on the field yet again.
Yellow thrown. It looks like it landed around the 33-yard line all the way back in Allen County-Scottsville territory. And Brad Hood now standing out on the field with his special teams unit and is walking his way over to the officials. We take a look at the replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. And see Deontay Granger on this breakaway, continues to bounce off defenders and spin them off like they're cobwebs in a barn.
He's a special player. The way he can run and the way he can carry guys with him, he is special. We'll see him playing on Saturdays in just a little while.
5:47 to go. There was a flag thrown on the field. Getting the official call now. And it will be against Allen County-Scottsville.
Wow.
So what would have been a huge run again, from feels like the second or third big run for field position by Deontay Granger that has ultimately been called back by a penalty.
Yeah, and for ACS, your momentum, that was a momentum play. Now you don't have momentum. How do you feed now? How do you figure out where to go from here? Because that was the play that was going to spark a drive. That was a play that could have gotten you primed up for the end zone. Now you're sitting here trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get almost 80 yards to the end zone?
5:47 to go in this third quarter. It's Warren East that leads 23-6. What would have been a return of about 50 yards for Deontay Granger is ultimately called back off an illegal participation penalty against Allen County-Scottsville. And now here they are with sophomore quarterback Cannon Hood, who has to get it out of the pocket before he's sacked. It'll be incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10.
He's just too small against that line. That line came in like a bunch of lions and literally swallowed him up. There was nothing he could do but get it out of his hands.
Flag thrown on the play again here.
Again, we're starting to see laundry starting to come out yet again. I thought we got left that in the first half.
As if the field needed any more yellow, it'll be a holding on Allen County-Scottsville that will send them even further back and put their backs against their own end zone.
And we saw what happened last time they were basically in their end zone. It basically made light work for Warren East. So if I'm ACS, I'm really conservative right now in how I run this play.
They're going to say that penalty is declined. So what would have been, I believe, a replay of first down but sent them backwards will now remain at a 2nd and 10.
So, well, good for ACS, because I would not have wanted to see what that would look like if they had to move backwards.
5:42 to go in the third quarter. It's the sophomore quarterback Cannon Hood back in with two backs on either hip and Two receivers to his right. We're going to hand it off here to Granger. He'll head to the right side, but he gets stuffed by a wall of Raiders.
The Raiders have figured it out now. The Raiders know what they need to do. They've got the lead. They've got the confidence. At this point, it's shut down all the valves to the ACS. What they do. Stop the pass, stop the run, make them force themselves into stupid penalties, and you win the game. At this point, it can be just that simple.
5 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Clock winding down with a 23-6 lead for the Raiders on the board. It's 3rd and 9. There's a 1-yard rush for Aiden Granger. Now Allen County-Scottsville is trying to convert. Here's Hood dropping back. He's going to sling it across the center, and it's nearly picked off, but the pass broken up by Diego Meunier.
And honestly, ACS is getting lucky that Warren East is not picking up these passes because it could very easily be a pass that's picked up by Warren East and ran back for a quick pick six.
4th and 9 brought up off the incomplete. They'll send Eddie Chavez out there to punt the football away once again. Now, last time he was out there, it looked like maybe the original draw up of the play would have been for him to receive and try to run it for the first down, but ball rolled out this time around. It's going to be Chavez just keeping it simple on the punt. It's going to land right at the 50-yard line and continue to bounce to the 46. And Allen County-Scottsville scoops it up from there, and that'll be where Warren East will start their drive.
Pretty friendly bounce for Warren East, seeing as how they're in the driver's seat. For them, this isn't hard. Some plays here and there, they can be right back in the end zone and extend the lead because as we've seen, ACS, if we're looking at past history, this is about where they max out in terms of scoring. Warren East still has at least 2 or 3 touchdowns to go, theoretically, if we're looking at historical the past few games. So this might be what we're seeing ramp up of Warren East heading towards the end zone again to get another score.
4:39 to go in this third quarter. Warren East back with possession of the football as they lead 23-6. Here's a snap, a handoff to Lee, who loses a defender and still makes his way up the middle for a short gain.
And Lee's bigger guy, defender bounces off him. He gets a couple yards, nothing fancy, but at least he didn't fumble this time.
1-yard gain by Jeremiah Lee with 4 minutes and 15 seconds to go in this third quarter.
And see, the thing for ACS, they got to remember the time is not on their side. We're running low on time in the third quarter. Fourth quarter is not going to be much different. They're going to have to start making moves now. Defensive stops are key right here.
Here's the snap, a handoff to Lee once again, but Allen County-Scottsville, that's Eddie Chavez on the tackle.
There you go. Now the defense starting to pick it up. Eddie Chavez, a name we've heard all night long. He is going to be the guy that's going to sturdy up this defense and hopefully take down Warren East's big guns. He's going to have to be the guy to answer the call.
We've talked about both our players to watch, both being number 8 on the field, and right now they're having a little bit of a duke-off on offense and defense.
Yeah.
No gain on that play. 3rd and 9 on the way. Here's Isabel over the top. Pass intended for Lightfoot, incomplete around the 40-yard line.
Just a little bit of miscommunication. Lightfoot wasn't really ready for the turn. Isabel already had the ball out of his hands by the time Lightfoot was turning, but that's okay because they've already connected twice for 2 touchdowns, so they'll be fine. A little miscommunication, but they'll get it worked out.
3.5 minutes to go now in this third quarter. Warren East leads 23-6. And on a 4th down, they're going to go for it here. They're going to stack them heavy on the right side. Here's Isabel. He favors that right side of the field. He's looking to pump fakes his way out, but tries to make his way to the first down on the QB keeper. Gains about a yard, and it'll be a turnover on downs to Allen County-Scottsville.
Nicely done by ACS's defense. I think, like I said, this may be the second time that they've actually gotten Isabel out of his comfort zone and made him have to scramble and do something he didn't want to do. ACS's defense, this was the type of stop they need to get momentum, stop the bleeding. Now that they've made it turnover on downs, they've got to capitalize. They have got to score. They can't just play good defense. They've got to play solid offense.
And on that stop, or on that drive for Warren East, it was Eddie Chavez once again who came away with the tackle on the QB keeper.
That young man's playing his heart out.
Here's the snap for Allen County-Scottsville. They'll hand it off and sweep around to the right side, but it'll be Faulkner who brings him down for a loss.
And see, a play like that, even though it may look good on paper, considering how Warren East defense has been swarming, that's not a good play. If I'm them, I'm going to pass. I'm trying to get at least 5 or 6 yards of dink and dunk because Warren East is coming for blood at this point.
That was Bladen Beavers on the carry, and a loss of 4 will bring up, or loss of 3 will bring up 2nd and 13. 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And this is ACS's chance. So you're not going to get too many more chances of this to start making a statement. So you need to make your statement now, or else you're going to watch Warren East put more points on the board and run right past you.
Williams back in at quarterback. He's got Holland along the right hip, 3 receivers to the left side. Here's Williams firing over the middle. It's picked off by Warren East. Back down the field they go. It's Tunks inside the 30, and he's brought down at the 25.
Wow. I mean, that was a perfect pass to the wrong team.
Interception. Sam Tunks, the junior, who's been so strong on defense all night long.
And see, everything that Warren East did wrong in the first half, they seem to be doing right in the second half. ACS has not figured it out. I don't know what they're going to have to do in order to. Warren East is starting to impose their will now.
Sam Tunks right there in the zone coverage managed to pick off the football, and now Warren East in prime field position after that return. They'll snap this from the 25. Here's Isabel looking to the right side. He's hoping for Lightfoot. There's a flag thrown in the backfield. That one's thrown away by Isabel. I imagine this could be another holding penalty against either side.
And if I'm Warren East, I'm hoping it's not me because, again, you're making all the right moves. Don't mess it up with a penalty.
2:20 to go in the third quarter, and Warren East back with the possession of the football after the interception by Sam Tunks. Flag is on the play in the midst of the play. It'll be an illegal shift on Warren East. And that will send them way backwards for a replay of first down.
And see, again, you made the smart play the first time to get the interception. Now you're making the wrong plays that are pushing you back and making it harder than it has to be.
First and 20 on the way for Warren East with 2:20 to go in the third. Isabel looking to his left side, fires it over the middle. He's got a receiver there inside the 25, inside the 20, spinning his way past the tackle. It's Boyer to the 10.
You know, I think Boyer might actually want to try to get that player of the game because Boyer's doing work tonight. Bouncing players off of him and getting close to the end zone. So, I mean, it might be a dogfight for the player of the game tonight, honestly.
25 yards, the gain for Boyer that time around. He's had himself a night through the air as well. Has missed out on a couple of completions on overthrown balls, but every single one that's been on target, he's hauled in.
Let's see if they can seal the deal on this one, too.
First and 10 inside the red zone. Isabel's under pressure. He fumbles the football from Deontay Granger. Chaos around the 30-yard line as plenty of Patriots jump on top of it.
ACS has it.
Ace Moore seems to have jumped on top of the football and recovered it for Allen County-Scottsville, and a flag is thrown at the conclusion of the play.
And, I mean, the defense came stalking Isabel. Again, we're starting to see the ACS defense force Isabel into doing things that he's not really comfortable with, fumble the ball, but the thing about when you fumble it, you got to get on top of it.
Potential that there was some shoving and altercation there in the midst of the chaos as Jeremiah Lee was throwing his hands up after the play and headed to the sideline. Just chaos is what this game is starting to feel like.
I've seen a lot of football games with a lot of yellow flags, but I've not seen this many, and especially in crucial plays that literally can turn a game one way or the other. That was a great play, but if it all gets negated by a flag, I mean, it's all for naught.
It'll be a recovered fumble. And the penalty will be against Allen County. But regardless of the penalty, they did recover the football. And it looks like they'll have it at their own 16-yard line. And that fumble that was forced against Xavier Isabel and recovered by the Scotties, or by the Patriots. Listen at me, it's getting late. I'm getting teams confused now.
We're not in Glasgow, man.
We're not in Glasgow.
We're not in Glasgow anymore.
Recovered by the Patriots, has set them up nicely, and that was the 5th turnover of the game for Warren East.
Again, now you've got the ball. Do something with it. Don't make it a quick 3 and out because then that was all for naught.
Looks like it'll be a direct snap to Cannon Hood and a flag throw.
Flag again.
Potentially a false start. It'll be a false start on the offense, and once again against Allen County-Scottsville.
You know, I would love to if our stat man can find out what's the most penalties we can have in a game, because I feel like almost every other play has been a flag. ACS is doing this to themselves, much like Warren East was doing it to themselves. You've got to settle down. You've got the ball. You've got a chance, but you have to settle down, come up with your play, execution. This is what you practice for all week long. Execution. Execute the play in the most efficient way possible, and you could come back with a touchdown.
Final score update here from Butler County. Glasgow beats the Bears. We just mentioned the Scotties accidentally, but
on your brain.
It's the Scotties that beat the Bears 65-12, the final score. Here's Hood looking off to his right side off the screen. That one is complete. Looks like it's Chavez on the run past the 20 before he's knocked out of bounds.
Nice play, nice run by Chavez. Chavez is the workhorse for ACS. Him and the Granger brothers are doing the work. Feed the beast.
10-yard gain there will bring up 2nd and 5 for Allen County-Scottsville.
Second down, about 5 for the Patriots.
Minute 10 to go here in this third quarter. They've got the opportunity to run the rest of the clock out here.
If I'm them, I make smart plays. The smarter the play, the better off you're going to be going into the fourth quarter.
Warren East still leading 23-6. It's Allen County-Scottsville with the football. They're looking across the center. It's nearly picked off again. That one broken up once again by Diego Munier.
And see, if you notice one thing with ACS, they're not really trying to go deep, whereas Warren East has deep threats. ACS hasn't shown themselves to have a really deep threat that they can at least threaten the defense of Warren East and say, hey, look, we could toss it to this cat, and he might take it for 30 yards or take it all the way to the house. They need to develop that if they're going to really put a scare into Warren East.
Final minute now in this third quarter. That pass was intended for Tyler Turner, knocked incomplete by Diego Munier. Now we'll bring up 3rd and 5 for Allen County-Scottsville. Looks like they'll go for a direct snap here to Deontay Granger. On 3rd and 5. Here's Granger on the run, breaking off one tackle, bouncing to his right, past the first down marker before he's knocked out of bounds at the 35. Move the chains for a blowout first down.
And this is what works for them. It's a shame when they go away from it for too long, because when you go away from it for too long, it's hard to reestablish it. This is what got them to the touchdown the first time. You're going to have to go back to this. You're going to have to go back to Granger and let him work for you.
Allen County-Scottsville taking their time in the huddle here. Looks like Holland back out on the field at running back. A couple of new receivers that will be lined up to the left side for Williams to choose from, and one to the right. Running back lined up on the right hip. Here's a snap. That's Hood who's dropping back. Throws it over the flat to his right side. That one's caught past the 35 before he's forced out of bounds at the 37.
Now they're starting to make some moves. Now they're starting to get in a bit of a rhythm. ACS has to keep that rhythm going if they want to make it down to the yellow of the end zone.
That completion gain good for 6. As 2nd and 4 is on the way with the clock winding down to the third quarter. And a timeout is called by Allen County. So now with about 17 and a half seconds in the third quarter, Allen County maintains possession on what will be a 2nd and 4. It's just been a lot of back and forth, chaos on turnovers, as Allen County-Scottsville just tallying their 2nd first down of the half.
And that's not good. If you're almost at the end of the third quarter and that's as close as you've only got 2 of them, that means you've got work to do. But I think ACS, if they're starting to settle down like they are now, they're starting to get a bit of a rhythm about them, maybe a little bit of confidence, maybe a little bit of swag under them, they may be able to start to push the ball down the field and getting ready for a fourth quarter where they have to figure it out. They have to execute with precision. If this was Remember the Titans, Denzel Washington would get in their hind parts about being precise and getting it done.
And hopefully they don't have to run a mile afterwards.
Hopefully.
Perfection. That's the goal here with 17 seconds to go in the third quarter for Allen County-Scottsville. 2nd and 4 on the way. Here's the snap. It's Hood at quarterback, moving off to his left side, under pressure. He's going to get brought down in the backfield.
Line did nothing to protect him whatsoever. He had nothing to do but run for his life.
Big old sack there for Warren East. As they bring him down in the backfield.
And that's what we talked about. That can't happen. That can't happen if you're going to try to win this game. If you're going to try to come back from a 23-6 deficit, that can't happen.
It was Travian McMillian Cofer there on the sack, and as the turnover on downs goes back to, or at the end of the third quarter here, and the fourth and final frame on the way, we'll step aside and be right back for the start of the fourth and final quarter here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
You don't just work here.
You show up and you grow.
And to serve your customers well.
We're not just selling cars, we're selling careers and relationships.
Welcome you back here to Jim Ross Field. Missed the snap there from Allen County-Scottsville as Cannon Hood went for it there on a deep ball. And that one was marked incomplete, but a flag was thrown at the area of that incomplete pass, so it could give an advantage here, possibly a pass interference. And it will be a pass interference on Warren East.
Nice call. Very good. That gives you an A+.
Yes. Let's go. Fourth quarter, we're still in the A+.
Yeah.
I'm not failing.
You're not failing yet. ACS right now is failing the test. If they're going to try to make this comeback, they've got to start working better. But Warren East is trying to help them.
And that pass interference penalty good enough for another blowout first down for Allen County-Scottsville, their third of the second half. First and 10 on the way from their own 40. Here's a snap. Hood dropping back. He's looking across the flat. He's going to air it out up high. Got a little much on it, and it lands out of bounds, incomplete. We'll bring up second and 10.
I'm not mad at the pass. The execution was a little bit clunky, but in the end, I'm not mad at that pass because you're in the fourth quarter. You got to start trying to make it your way down the field. I'll take that pass all day, every day.
Incomplete, second and 10 now for Allen County-Scottsville, and what was a tough third and long situation. They got bailed out by a pass interference call against Warren East that allowed them to get another blowout first down, and now here they are with a second and 10 at their own 40. Here's a snap. Hood dropping back. He's under pressure from the right side. Tries to sling it, and that one's caught at around the 48-yard line for a completion.
And that's what you need. You need to move the chains without it being the other team's fault that you move the chains. So now they're close to the 50. Now start showing your offense. Start showing. Honestly, if I'm ACS, if you got a trick play in your bag, what hurts throw it out right now?
8-yard completion there for Cannon Hood. Getting some snaps scattered throughout this game. He's kind of splitting drives with the junior quarterback, Josh Williams. Now with 11 minutes to go here in regulation, they're on 3rd and 2. Here's a snap for Hood. They're going to hand it off and run it up the middle. Rolls his way to the first down, and they'll move the chains.
Nice run, nice solid blocking. You got what you needed. You got the chains moving. In the end, that's what you want to do if you want to get close and keep moving.
A couple of score updates for you. We told you about the final from Butler County. Glasgow beats Butler County 64-12. Into the third quarter, Franklin Simpson leads Callaway County 49-14. And into the third quarter, Greene County leads Metcalf 30-14. 10.5 minutes to go in the fourth and final frame. Here's the direct snap on the way to Deontay Granger, who now cuts back up to his left side, tries to stiff arm a Raider. He's shaking off a couple more tackles and making space down the right side for the first down, trying to fake out another defender inside the 25 to the 20, and that's where he'll step out of bounds.
That was a man move right there. He had nothing to his left, so he cuts all the way back to the right and picks up, what, how many yards was that?
28 yards.
28 yards. That's a man move, and that's how you move the chains. That's how you get momentum, and that's how you start to chip away at Warren East's lead.
Deontay Granger doing it all with big runs down the field. You see it here on this replay, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green. He was getting chased downfield by Travion McMillian-Kofer and eventually forced out of bounds around the 20.
So here you go. Now you're in red zone territory. Now this is where you seal the deal. This is where you complete the mission. This is where perfection, this is where precision counts.
10 minutes and 14 seconds to go in regulation. It's the Raiders that lead 23-6. Allen County trying to mount a comeback. Here's the handoff to Holland. Flag thrown in the backfield as Holland tries to force his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. We'll see where the flag holds up.
And as usual, Warren East sniffed out that play. He was pretty quick to get to Holland.
Waiting on the official call here. Holland tried to run it back to the line and ended up with no gain. This would be 2nd and 10 if the call stands. It was going to be a low block against Allen County-Scottsville. So again, another straight penalty. That's the first penalty of its kind I think we've had in any game we've covered so far this year.
And now's not the time you want that penalty. Again, you're making good moves. See, you negate everything that just happened, and you push yourself back and you make it harder. The clock is not on your side. You're in the fourth quarter. Now you're going to have to do extra work just to get to the same level you were just a few seconds ago.
That penalty will make it 1st and 25 for Allen County-Scottsville. Here's Cannon Hood looking across the flat. He's got Granger way out there inside the 5. It's hauled in.
That's how you get it all back. That's how you get it all back.
What a catch for Allen County, and what a time they needed it most inside the 5. Take a look at this replay, courtesy of Toyota Bowling Green.
And he hung it out there, perfect position for only his wide receiver to get it. That's how you make a play.
That was Walker Grayson on the reception. What a catch for Grayson. This will set up Allen County-Scottsville. 1st and goal at the 2. Cannon Hood lining up behind Jackson Carver at center. Here's the snap. On the QB keeper, Hood marching his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Allen County.
Now we might just have ourselves a game, ladies and gentlemen. That was execution. That was how you do it. ACS is not going to go quietly into the night.
Big moments, big time plays, and a big pass for Cannon Hood, much reminiscent of his first varsity touchdown pass that comes up at the 2-yard line, but he manages to finish the job with a 2-yard rushing touchdown.
So now if I'm ACS, I'm thinking, okay, look, we have got a chance. We've got momentum. How do we capitalize? Defense. We got to capitalize defensively, get that ball back, and we've got time to make this a legit game.
Allen County, knowing that every point matters, are going to go for 2 here with about 9.5 minutes to go in regulation. Here's the snap for Hood. He's going to be immediately under pressure from all sides, tries to pitch it into the end zone, and he converts.
And a flag.
Extra point attempt is good. The flag is thrown just after it's marked good, right around the spot of the catch.
I don't hate that play. You need the points, you get the points. Let's just hope the flag doesn't take away those points.
There's a Warren East Raider hobbling back to the sideline. That's Azarius Douglas, who is such a key piece to this defense. He's favoring his right leg. He's lifting his left leg as much as possible. He's getting some help now from the coaching staff. He was helped about halfway across the field by 2 of his teammates, including DK Austin. So the 2-point attempt is good, and there was a personal foul against Allen County-Scottsville. And either way, the points do count. So now Allen County-Scottsville back on the board here in the fourth quarter and still trailing Warren East 23-14 with about 9.5 minutes to go here in the fourth and final quarter. We'll step aside. When we come back, we'll see if Allen County can continue to mount a comeback here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to Jim Ross Field and Allen County-Scottsville. No quit in these Patriots. They get a huge 28-yard run by Deontay Granger. Then some penalties set them back, but then a big completion pass from Cannon Hood to, you see Brad Hood on your screen seems to be talking it over with an official on the far side of the field. Nothing's going to come of it, but there was a personal foul flag thrown, as a flag is thrown there as the kick lands out of bounds around the 48-yard line.
I tell you what, these flags, I want to take a flag home with me just as a souvenir for the game, because I feel like I've seen so many flags tonight. But I will say for ACS, they have now matched their season total, which they hit, week 2 against Monroe County. So this, for them, this has been their peak. Let's see if they can get past that peak, if they can get another touchdown and at least get to 21, get to 17. For their sake, I hope this isn't the max of it.
Warren East back in control of the football from the 50-yard line. Here's the snap for Isabel. Fakes it off to Lee and dumps it off to Boyer in the flat, trying to wrestle his way through 2 Allen County defenders and gets stopped at about the 46 in Patriots territory.
And Warren East knows what they have to do. For them, they have to run the ball with Lee when they can. They have to throw the passes to Boyers. They have to get it to Lightfoot. So they know the job. It's just a matter of just finishing up the execution, putting enough distance between them and ACS that they win the game.
Final 9 minutes of regulation here between the Patriots and the Raiders. 2nd and 2 on the way. Here's Isabel with the handoff to Lee to finish the job, and he's got daylight up the A-gap inside the 30. Wrestling his way through a couple more Patriots to the 25.
And Lee is your guy. Lee is the one. He finds a hole. He busts through it. If he gets to the hole, you're not stopping him until he tells you, okay, I'm tired. I'm going to sit down.
Looked to be about a 14-yard gain, and we got an injury timeout from the 20-yard line. 14-yard run there by Jeremiah Lee, who so far on the season has essentially averaged a first down every single time he's touched the football. Coming into tonight, 90 attempts rushing for nearly 700 yards, 7 touchdowns to go along with that so far on the season. 3 of those coming last week against Franklin Simpson. And
see, the good thing about him, he's reliable. You don't have to worry about when he gets the ball, he's going to do everything he can to get you some yards. He's almost he's the carry king, because he's getting you yards every single time. He's quick, he's lightning fast, and he is consistent.
Player is helped back to his feet. It's a Patriot. It looks to be the senior Aiden Johnson, who's helped back to his feet and heads back to the sideline along with several members of the Allen County-Scottsville coaching staff. As both teams retake the field, it'll be 1st and 10 for Warren East from the Patriots' 25. Here's a snap. Isabel's going to hold off to it and dump it off to Lightfoot, and again, the ball bouncing just off of Lightfoot's hand. Second time that's happened to him tonight.
You know, if he hadn't already got a couple touchdowns, I'd be a little upset with him, but because he's done so well earlier. But yeah, sometimes the ball you just can't catch it. For whatever reason, it just falls out of your hands.
8.5 minutes to go here in regulation. 2nd and 10 on the way off the incomplete. It was intended for Lightfoot. On the delayed snap, trying to get the offsides against Allen County. None of the Patriots falling for the jump. 2nd and 10. This time they're going to hand it off to Lee, who heads down the left side. There's a flag thrown in the backfield. Lee gets to about the 15 where he's brought down. But that penalty in the backfield could spell disaster for Warren Easton. They get the game. And
it's a holding penalty. See, again, simple penalties that really shouldn't be happening. Again, if you're paying attention and doing your job, you shouldn't be getting these penalties. You're making your work harder than it has to be. You've got the car, you're driving down the street. Why would you do something like that that's going to make you have to work that much harder? Work harder, not smarter.
10-yard penalty makes it 2nd and 20 for Warren East. As they send Isabel back out onto the field, Lee lined up alongside the right hip. Lightfoot on the right side with, looks like DK Austin and Boyer. Here's Isabel in motion, sending it out deep to Boyer in the right corner of the end zone, incomplete.
It was a nice pass, just a little out of reach for him, but again, I'm not mad at a play like that because that's an aggressive play that if you get that, you pretty much try to shut the door on ACS.
Boyer created some good separation and got into that corner of the end zone. He was in the spot he wanted to be on his route, just looked like the ball was slightly underthrown. And off that incomplete will bring up 3rd and 20 for Warren East.
And Warren East, they've been dominant for most of the game. They're still trying to impose their will. All they have to do now is settle down, get a little bit more movement, find the little short plays. You don't have to go for a long one right now, but if you can get it, get it.
Here's Lightfoot past the 35, trying to shake off a couple more Patriots. Gets to about the 27, and that's where they'll bring him down, and it'll bring up 4th down.
That's the tag team. That's the tag team right there. Isabel, Lightfoot. If you can, anytime you can get those two working in sync, you're in good shape.
8-yard completion for Lightfoot that time. 7.5 minutes to go here in regulation. It'll be 4th and 13 for Warren East, who looks like they'll just try to go for it here.
And at this point, you're trying to burn clock as well. So it's not just about scoring, it's about burning clock. Don't give ACS a chance to score. So if you can burn some clock by going for it, why not?
3 receivers in the diamond, up to the right side, 1 to the left. Here's Boyer in motion, cutting towards the center and then jumping back to the outside, trying to draw the Patriots offside is Warren East. They'll now stand by for the play call from the sideline. 7 minutes to go now in regulation. And a timeout is called by Warren East.
And see, Warren East, in that they were trying to goad ACS into going off sides. But either way, they burned off clock, so that's good for them. And since ACS didn't bite, now they're trying to figure out, okay, let's come up with another play because I think we can try to put it in the end zone this time.
A couple of scoring updates still rolling in around the region. We told you of some final scores between Glasgow and Butler County. Glasgow Scotties trumped the Bears 64-12. The final score. Somerset beats Clinton County, the final 49-6, and a final from Franklin Simpson. The Wildcats take the win over Callaway County 56-34. And some updates. It's a close one up in Delaware between the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens as they have the football with less than a minute to go from their own 5. 27-24, the Hilltoppers lead.
Let's see what the Hilltoppers can do. I mean, this would put them up 5-1. You don't want to lose to a team in the beginning of their time in the FBS.
Exactly 7 minutes left on the clock for regulation. 4th and 12 on the way for Warren East. Here's the snap. Isabel favoring that right side as he has all night long. He's going to fire it over the middle. Intended for Lightfoot. Some contact late, but the pass broken up by the Allen County-Scottsville secondary.
Right into double coverage. Anytime you throw into double coverage, you're going to have to thread the needle so tightly, and this time ACS was smart enough to break it up and keep that play from happening, so now they get the ball back with another chance to try to score and really make this thing a tight game.
Turnover on downs to Allen County-Scottsville. You can see head coach Brad Hood in the midst of the huddle, hyping up his team for what could be a potential game-winning drive with 6 minutes and 54 seconds to go in this 4th and final quarter.
And looking at it now, look how important that missed 2-point conversion would be for ACS. Because imagine if they had got that, it'd be 16-23 right now. So no matter what happens here in the next few minutes, that may be a key play to what happens, whether ACS wins or Warren East wins.
23-14, your current score. Raiders leading the Patriots as Allen County-Scottsville lines up for the direct snap. It'll be a direct snap to Granger, who on a flea flicker pitches it back to Williams, shakes the defender. He's going to air it out deep. He's got a receiver down there in double coverage, incomplete.
Execution looks good. They just weren't able to pull it off. Again, at this point of the game, I'm not mad at that. I hate that there's a flag on the field, but we'll see what that is up to. Roughing the passer.
Braden McCluskey broke up the pass, and the penalty will be against Warren East, and it'll be an automatic blowout first down for the Patriots.
Patriots, now they're putting themselves in a position to score. I like the trickeration. Maybe you got something else like that in your bucket. If not, play smart, get down the field, and get a touchdown. You've got time to do it.
Flea flicker attempt came down at an incomplete, but a penalty and a costly one for Warren East gives the Patriots a fresh set of downs at their own 42-yard line. 6:45 to go in regulation. Here's a snap. It's Williams back in at quarterback. Junior surveying, fires across the middle. That one's caught at the 44. And wrapping him up quickly are the Raiders for the tackle.
ACS just got to keep moving, keep grinding, keep pushing. Make Warren East make mistakes like they just did. Make them make mistakes. If they make mistakes, you capitalize, you get in the end zone.
Keegan Toe on the reception for a gain of 2 will bring up 2nd and 8 for the Patriots. Inside 6.5 minutes to go in regulation. Snap, Williams under pressure, shooting it over to the right side. Short gain of 2 there for the Patriots before number 25, that's Eddie Hickey, is knocked out of bounds.
Again, short little passes, they work. They're not necessarily going to get you the accolades, but they're going to get you up and down the field.
A couple of new receivers who are getting their first pass receptions of the night. That was the first of the night for Eddie Hickey, the wide receiver. 2 receivers on either side of the line, plus the back. Deontay Granger lined up to the left side. Here's a snap. It's actually Holland on the left hip, and under pressure is Williams trying to escape the sack. Looking downfield, he fires down the line. He's got a man downfield. Incomplete. Pass was intended for Tyler Turner downfield, and it's broken up by the secondary of Warren East. That's Weston Akins.
I mean, quarterback did all he could do. He eluded the press, and he was able to get it out. It just couldn't stay in his hands, and that would have been a game-changing play right there too. You're within the 20. You're within the red zone. That would have been a game-changing play. I wish they had been able to execute it, but at least they're making those moves. They're trying to get to that end zone.
4th and 5 on the way for Allen County-Scottsville. They've converted on a 4th down more than once as we got a final score between the Hilltoppers and the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. Hilltoppers win 27-24. Here's a throw across the flat from Williams, intended for Ryan Hensley, and he drops it around the 49-yard line. And what would have been just good enough for a first down, fall short, incomplete. Turnover on downs to Warren East.
And ACS has had their chances. ACS has had their chances to get down the field, and because their inconsistency by the fact that they haven't been able to make those moves, now they're sitting in a position where Warren East has the clock on their side. They have the playmaking ability on their side, and they could very well shut the door in pretty easy fashion if they can score right here.
Get you, we mentioned that final score between the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers and the Delaware Fighting Blue Hens. Western Kentucky takes the win 27-24. Also a final, Greene County trumps Metcalf 30-14. Here's the handoff to Jeremiah Lee, who runs it past the 50 into Allen County-Scottsville territory for a gain of 2.
And I mean, if I'm Warren East, I'm in no rush. I'm gonna take some time off the clock. I'm gonna run. If it's working, Lee's gonna get you your yardage. I wouldn't press anything, because right now you've got the advantage where ACS is trying to stop you.
Inside 5 minutes to go now in regulation. Warren East back with control of the football. It was a gain of 3 on that run for Jeremiah Lee. 2nd and 7. Lee along the left hip of Isabel, who's under pressure, trying to escape the pressure. Decides to take it up the center and even it out for no gain. Will bring up 3rd and 7.
And see, earlier in the game, Isabel might have thrown that, but he knows that the clock is going to keep running. So for him, it's easier just to go down, let the clock move. We'll hopefully escape here with a win.
4 minutes and 20 seconds to go as Logan Boyer checks back into the contest for the Raiders. 3 receivers lined up in the diamond fixture. 1 receiver off to the right side of the line. Jeremiah Lee on the left hip as Boyer's in motion to the right.
Flag on the play.
And a false start, it looks like, on Warren East. It was subtle, but it was there.
Again, Warren East has to play smart. I mean, I don't know how many times you have to say it. These penalties, right now, they're not hurting you, but they're still an annoyance to what you're trying to do, to the consistency you're trying to build. When we look at your overall season record, you don't win games like this.
3rd and 12, it'll be after that penalty. Now inside 4 minutes to go in regulation. Clock still winding down. Taking their time are the Raiders. Here's Isabel off the screen to the right side. Completion by Lee, who gets back to that original line of scrimmage, shakes the tackle, heads out of bounds at the 40, and flags thrown late as he heads out of bounds.
I mean, that was a man move by Lee. Lee was able to thread the needle, run straight down the seam of the field, but at the end, there's a flag.
Looks like it would be about a 10-yard gain for Lee on that run. Rather, on that completion. It'll be a personal foul against Allen County-Scottsville, so that should shift the chains for another blowout first down for Warren East. And right here in crunch time, this is one where Warren East, if they can just consistently run the clock, run the football, they can try to put this one away.
Yeah, and ACS really doesn't have much they can do to stop them, and unfortunately for them, they've had their opportunities to do so.
Here's 1st and 10, handoff to Jeremiah Lee, who tries to bounce his way off his own lineman to the right side, and it's like he'll get a gain of about 3 on that run.
And again, for Warren East, there's no real sense of urgency. I mean, what do you need to do other than execute a few plays? Don't make silly penalties like you've done, previously, and you're going to walk out of here with your 2nd win of the season.
Raiders 1-5 on the year. Their only win coming right here at home earlier in the season when they shut out Central Hardin as the Raiders draw the offsides against Allen County-Scottsville. The flag is thrown.
I mean, in Allen County-Scottsville, for as much fight as they put in there tonight, it feels like they're defeated. I feel like they kind of know that no matter what they're doing right now, it's probably not going to end in a victory. And, I mean, to have not won so far this season, that's got to be heartbreaking for these young men who come out every day and practice their hearts out.
2nd and 2 after that 5-yard penalty. Here's the snap from Isabel, who's dropping back, surveying, fires across the left side. It's tipped by an Allen County defender and hauled in by Logan Boyer for the touchdown.
Went through hands of at least 2 players. And now Warren East is shutting the door down on ACS.
Final 3 minutes of the game, and Warren East gets back on the board with another touchdown. Watch this replay, courtesy of Toyota of Bowling Green. The secondary for Allen County-Scottsville managed to get a hand on it, but it bounced just out of his hands as the Raiders go for 2. And it looks like they will come up just short, and we got 1 Raider down with what looks like a cramp.
Yeah, and I mean, this is the 3rd straight game where they get at least 30 points. So, again, Warren East, they know the formula. They've got the secret sauce. It's just a matter of not having penalties that make the game harder for them.
Most of the team still out on the field. This penalty will be against Warren East. It appears. Current score after the touchdown, 29-14, Warren East on top. As this penalty sends Warren East back to the 16-yard line, it appears, around the 19-yard line. And they'll go for the PAT. Here's Florbert. This is a long one. That one's up. And it's a long one, but it's good. Extra point is complete for Florbert, who remains almost perfect on the season, his 18th completion.
Hey, I'll take almost perfect. I've never been told I was near perfect, so I'll go with almost perfect.
He's now 18 for 19 on PATs this season, and that puts the Raiders up 30-14 over Allen County-Scottsville with 2:42 to go in the 4th quarter.
And Allen County-Scottsville, you're defeated, but don't be defeated. Come out, still play with some poise, see what you can get done in this last 2 minutes and some change, because you know what? You got to carry this momentum, carry what you did well in this game into next week.
Next week for Allen County-Scottsville, they'll be back at home and hosting Callaway County as they continue district play. They'll then round out the final 2 weeks of their season. First on October 24th at Franklin Simpson, and then the last game of their regular season against Barron County. And that will be at home for the Patriots. For Warren East after this one, they've got a tough one. 2 weeks from now, they'll host Paducah Tillman. It's good you have them here at home, but arguably one of the top teams in 4A. Second in a lot of the media polls are Paducah Tillman. It's going to be a tough one there, and one that Allen County-Scottsville actually just lost to on the road.
And for Warren East, this is a great momentum builder. But if you play like this against Paducah Tillman, it's going to be a short night for you, because Paducah Tillman is going to eat your lunch. You cannot have these penalties, these simple game-losing penalties.
Ball is going to bounce out at around the 29-yard line, and the flag will get thrown as it bounces out of bounds. With 2:42 to go in the fourth quarter, that'll add a little pad to Allen County-Scottsville's starting point in terms of field position as they trail by 16.
And for Allen County-Scottsville, this is another game that you learn from. You're a team that's, you're a little young, but you grow up quickly with games like this. Games where you had a chance. When you go back this week, you find out, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better?
Trailing by 16, Warren East will re-kick the football, so Mercy Florbert will stay on the field. After that flag was thrown.
If I'm Allen County-Scottsville, let's try to score. Let's try to use this last 2:42 and some change to get a score to at least make ourselves feel good about what we can do.
Florbert kicks this one back to Allen County-Scottsville. And it looks like they're going to be redoing the kick again, potentially.
Wow. And they're doing it for us, right? Because they know the fans want a little extra football. So this is how you give it to them.
It'll be offsides on Warren East, just jumping the gun a little too quick after the kick. So now Florbert will be kicking it back to Allen County-Scottsville from Warren East's 30-yard line.
Again, and see, this is what we talked about. When you get to practice this week, you've got to work through these things. You cannot have this many penalties, this many mental lapses happening, even just on this one play. You can't even get the kickoff right. This has got to be addressed if you want to score any more victories the rest of the season.
Diego Meunier talks it over with Florbert briefly, as now the Raiders trying to make sure the football stays held up. And off it goes. This time it'll land at the 30, and here comes Granger trying to return as he'll shake off Meunier and head off to the far side of the field. To the 40. Raiders will pick him up from there, force him out of bounds at the 42.
So now you know who your workhorses are for ACS. If I'm them, I'm going Granger. I'm letting Granger work, see what we can get out of him, give him some shine, because he's worked hard all night long. So try to get him something.
2:29 to go in regulation. It'll be at the 42-yard line for Allen County-Scottsville, and 1st and 10. Warren East set to get their second win of the season. Last year, the Raiders having one of their stronger years. They finished 6-5, just over 500. And so many games they would have liked to have back, and one of those was against Allen County-Scottsville as a flag is thrown again.
I know the referees have gotten a good workout with their arm, because, I mean, like, I'll tell you what, their arm is going to be sore in the morning from all the flags that have been thrown tonight.
Flag is against the Raiders. There'll be an illegal substitution against Warren East as Levi Faulkner heads back to the sidelines.
Yeah, if I'm coach, I'm not happy with this win just for all the penalties that you've created.
Here's 1st and 5 on the high snap to Cannon Hood, who still can't manage to grab onto the football. Looks like Warren East may have recovered it at the 33.
I think Warren East has it.
And they got it.
They do.
Raiders recover the football at the 33 in the final 2.5 minutes to try to put this one away.
Everything that could have gone wrong for ACS in the second half has gone wrong for them. As poised as they've tried to be, as much as they've tried to make it work, second half has just not worked for them, and you see it now with all the seams to the thread coming apart.
Replay of the bobbled snap recovered by the Raiders. On the recovery, it was number 23, Ashton Duggan, the junior, for Warren East, as they'll be 1st and 10 at Allen County-Scottsville's 34. Final 2.5 minutes of play as the Raiders lead 30-14. Isabel trying to spin his way to the line of scrimmage. Looks like it'll be a loss of 1.
And that play didn't look as good when it started to happen, started to play out. It looked like, oh, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with this one. And ACS was able to do what they were supposed to do and stop the play before Isabel was able to break free and maybe go for a potential run or a pass.
Xavier Isabel is favoring one leg a little bit out there around the 45-yard line, but he is staying in the game. Possibly took a hit there in the midst of it all, but looks like he's really struggling on that left leg.
Well, at this point, if I'm him, I'm not overdoing anything. You guys are in the driver's seat. You've got Lee. You've got Lightfoot. You've got Boyer. You don't have to do a whole lot.
Isabel hands it off to Lee, who's heading down the left side past the 30, past the 25, and he heads out of bounds around the 24-yard line.
Exactly. So if I'm Isabel right now, as he's clearly limping, I'd take it easy. I'd let your workhorse do the work for you.
Looks like that pain is coming from Isabel's left leg. It's good for a Warren East blowout first down. Minute 31 to go in regulation with the Raiders up 30-14. They'll snap this one from the Patriots 23. Here's the throw off the screen. It's hauled in by DK Austin, and he's forced backwards in a hurry.
Yeah, if I'm Isabel, I'm trying to get this game over with as quickly as possible because he is limping, and you can tell that he's put everything he had into this game. And what you don't want to happen is for Isabel to be hurt and to aggravate an injury more leading into your next game, because any injury could be something that could really affect you when you go against your next opponent, which would be Paducah Tillman in a couple weeks.
Minute on the clock, and it's still winding down. Isabel is still out on the field and still clearly favoring his right leg and still dealing with some pain in the left, but he's staying in the game nonetheless to wrap things up. Time is winding down, 40 seconds to go. Hand off to Lee, who runs it up the gut to the 15 before he's stuffed by some Patriots.
And it's so much easier to wrap it up when you've got somebody like Jeremiah Lee who can do the heavy lifting for you. Run that clock down, let him get some yards, and call it textbook done.
It's like a 4-yard run by Jeremiah Lee. In the final 20 seconds here, we'll see the Raiders run down the clock with their final down, and it'll be a win, the second on the season for the Warren East High Raiders with a final score of 30-14 over the visiting Allen County-Scottsville Patriots in a crucial 4A district matchup. We'll take ourselves a break and step aside, and when we come back, we'll have your post-game show, see if we can hear from who will potentially be our player of the game. We'll go over some stats and preview what to look forward to when we come back from our fall break here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like Cal Spa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
Welcome you back here as you're staring at the back of our heads here at the Smurf Turf. We had a great time here tonight, and it's a final score between these two teams. It's Warren East that takes the win over Allen County-Scottsville, their second win of the season, their first in district play this year. They fell against Franklin Simpson last week here at home, and what a way to get back into the win column, especially under new interim head coach Greg Howard, who just got his first win, got a little bit of a Gatorade bath out there.
You always remember your first win, and even though it was ugly at times, he is now, can say he won his first football game as the head coach. And, I mean, for Warren East, it was a gritty win. Didn't have all the pieces together like they wanted to, but in the end, they came out victorious.
Now, in just a little bit, we'll have new interim head coach for the Warren East Raiders, Greg Howard, coming up to the booth with us. We'll talk to him. We'll also talk to Braden Lightfoot, who had arguably the biggest night on offense for the Raiders with 2 touchdowns in his performance. And, Professor, what did you see in this game maybe from both sides that maybe they can take into next week?
I think for Warren East, they didn't give up. They played more towards the end. They played Warren East type of football. They had the recipe of Isabel and Lightfoot. Boyers made his presence felt. Lee made his presence felt. Those are the things you lean in. You clean up those penalties, you're looking good. ACS, they showed a dogged spirit when they came out. They were intense. They were going for the gusto. The only thing about it was penalties cost them, and they just didn't have enough. Warren East had just a little bit more, but ACS can be proud at the way they played today because they tied their season average for points. B, they played a different type of football game. They played a strong game. They just came a little short this time.
First half was maybe left a little bit to be desired, but clearly the second half, Warren East made strong adjustments despite the penalties. We talked about how much yellow is already on this field, but, man, it seemed like the officials were getting a bit of an arm workout, especially there late when it came to throwing the flags, whether it was on both sides of both teams.
I mean, if I'm the coaches of both teams, that's the thing that we're working on. We are making sure that we are talking about penalties. How do we cut down on them? How do we make sure that penalties are not something that we are seeing? Because you're not going to win games if you're always being penalized. analyze. So that's something that we're talking about as soon as we get to practice. That's the thing that we do.
So both these teams were preparing to get head coach Greg Howard up here shortly. We'll also have Braden Lightfoot coming to join us, looking at some stats here post-game at the end of this one as the Raiders win 30-14 over the Allen County-Scottsville Patriots. Their second of the season, a typical 300-plus yard performance offensively for the Raiders, 311 total yards, plenty of touchdowns to go along with it, 232 yards through the air for this Warren East offense. That's something that we're keen to seeing. It's something that you're used to seeing, especially from Xavier Isabel, who's averaging over 200 passing yards a game, and that continued this week, and also didn't throw an interception tonight either.
I'm telling you what, for the most part, he did what he wanted to. There was a few times ACS made him get a little out of character and had to do something a little bit more, but for the most part, he played in himself, and he found his targets, Boyers and Lightfoot, and gave it to Lee. He played the game that you would expect of Xavier Isabel.
And as you see, as they continue on throughout the rest of their season, kind of an up-and-down schedule coming up. Luckily, they get to stay here at home 2 weeks from now when they host Paducah Tillman, arguably the toughest opponent they'll face in 4A play. They'll face them right here at home on October 17th. As we're about to welcome Braden Lightfoot up into the booth, we'll have Professor Dearbone pass off his headset, and once we get him up here, we'll get him on camera and spin him around this way as we welcome in Braden Lightfoot, who arguably had the strongest game tonight. Braden, walk me through this game tonight, and it seemed like you guys were having a good time out there.
We had to come in with some aggression and all that because we don't like Allen County very much. We don't like Allen County. We had some bad memories with them. But, yeah, we just had to come out with some energy, bring it, whole game. Yes, sir.
And obviously last year was a game that I feel like maybe you guys would have liked to have back. I know you mentioned that this is one that you guys really wanted. It was a close one last year. You lost at their place. What it means to host them here this year and maybe get one back?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a big one, I imagine.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about it. But I'm just glad we came out here, showed out, did what we did.
Now, you had yourself a big night, 2 touchdowns on the night as well, over 100 passing yards, receiving yards, at least by our measures. How do you take that success? You got fall break to maybe gather some things, look over some film. How do you look out the rest of the season after your second win?
I think if we keep bringing energy, I think we'll have a good rest of the season. We'll go out here, get back in the winning streak, and go out here and work.
Now, we talked about Braden Lightfoot and the big performance he had tonight. Well, we're going to crown him our Warren RECC and NCTC player of the game. So, Braden, congratulations.
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate you for coming up and speaking with us. We'll let you get back and celebrate with your team, but you're our player of the game. We congratulate you on the honor
sir.
and on your second win of the year.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. And here in just a moment, we'll have new interim head coach Greg Howard joining us in the booth as well to talk about this win, his first as interim head coach here for the Warren East Raiders, first officially as head coach. And as we get him up here on the headset, Coach, welcome in. I think you got a little bit of a Gatorade bath there when you guys got that win.
I don't like that cold stuff, but I'll take it on a night like tonight, that's for sure.
I was going to say, I bet did it have to feel good, or was it a little bit chilly getting that Gatorade bath?
It was just the excitement, and what these kids have gone through a lot of the season and then end up getting a win, it just kind of helps. Been a rough go this week, when you find out you're coaching at noon on Monday and you play on Friday. But the kids are really responding. It's awesome, and the coaches really bought in, and we're just trying to keep things going and headed in the right direction.
Now, obviously, tonight being your first win, and like you said, you figured out you're doing this on Monday, and now here you are on Friday. You tallied one in the win column. It's got to feel pretty good going into these last couple of weeks of the regular season.
Feeling pretty good, and again, my focus is on these kids. And, we as adults go through adversity and we find out what that's like, as we get older. And they're getting a dose of it at a young age. And whether we won or not, it was about how do we get better as young men, how do we handle adversity and, and face bigger things that come in life.
Now, you have fall break next week to maybe rest up, look over some film. Does that help you in any way, given you got a little extra time to
we've
prep?
got Tillman.
Yes.
And, like I've told everybody else, they went down the wire with Logan County. I still don't know who won that game. And, we're a little banged up tonight, small injuries here and there, but I think it'll help our mental preparation. our kids need to be kids for a little while, and we're going to give them that opportunity. We'll make a decision on how long, but they need to go with their families and kind of get away from what they've been around for a little bit and, refocus and come back in and let's start preparing for the last 3 games.
Now, what's it been like for you in particular? Because it seems like, especially after that Gatorade bath, that these kids have really welcomed you in with open arms.
When you've been here a week and, I was with them and I was nervous and a little bit scared, the first day, meeting a new staff and, coming in and being a part of it. The kids accepted me, and 3 days in, I told them I loved them. And for a grown man to tell a group like that, I mean, they're pretty special, and they've affected me. They've touched my heart, and that's what you call winners. Whether it's on the scoreboard, that's ridiculous, but they're winners.
That's what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
That's what we come out here and do.
That's why an old man like me is doing this for right now, trying to help them out and help the staff.
Well, Paducah-Tillman, you mentioned, I think they're towards the end of the third quarter. Looks like Paducah leads Logan County 28-21. So looks like it's still a pretty close one over there.
All right, well, good. I know Coach Adler's got them playing pretty well, and, if anybody can beat them, I think the Cougars probably pull it off.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you for sitting with us. Congratulations on the win,
yes,
and appreciate you for taking a minute out of your day with us.
All right, thank you all. Appreciate it.
Congratulations. That was interim head coach Greg Howard of the Warren East High School Raiders speaking with us post-game after the win here at Jim Ross Field. We'll step aside and we'll wrap up our post-game coverage right here on your Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia Game of the Week on the 7 Mountain Sports Network.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
This isn't just bubbles, it's balance. Relax sore muscles, refresh your mind, recharge your spirit. Discover the best hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. More than bubbles, it's balance. The emails can wait, the dishes can wait. Life feels better when you press pause. Find your escape with the top hot tub brands like CalSpa, Hot Springs, and Free Flow. Available locally at Aqualand on Campbell Lane. Your backyard getaway awaits.
I want to buy this truck, man. This is perfect.
It is a beautiful truck. Do you want to see the inside?
Is it available?
Yeah, sure is.
Is it available?
I just said it was.
Hey, how many miles has it got on it?
Just over 30,000 miles. Still practically new.
But it's got rain on it.
What? Do you want to see the inside? Do you have any questions?
No. I have to think about it. Also, it has rain on it.
Selling your car shouldn't be a pain. Bring your vehicle out to Toyota Bowling Green and we'll make sure you get taken care of.
With State Farm Home Insurance, you can get the help you need from a local agent if things get complicated, and from our easy-to-use app whenever you need it.
Call State Farm agent Will Coker in Bowling Green today.
At Morgantown Bank and Trust, a home equity line of credit offers you flexible access to the value in your home. With 5.99% introductory interest rate for the first 6 months, all the cash you need is right under your roof. Call today.
Your perfect vehicle is waiting at Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green. Choose from the rugged Kia Sportage, the spacious Telluride, the electrifying EV6, and more. All with Don Franklin's 10-year unlimited mile powertrain coverage. With a large inventory of new Kia models and a team of caring automotive professionals dedicated to you, Don Franklin Kia in Bowling Green is here to service all of your Kia needs. Hurry in today to Don Franklin Kia, driven by family.
Welcome you back here to our post-game coverage as the Warren East Raiders make a homestand with a final win of 30-14 over the Allen County-Scottsville Patriots in 4A district play. And you saw him talk to us there for a brief moment before we went to break, and he is tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Warren RECC and NCTC, and that is Braden Lightfoot, who had himself a night offensively. According to our stats, 8 attempts, 8 catches through the air for 101 yards and 2 touchdowns on the evening. He was the biggest factor for Warren East tonight with those 2 touchdowns. Stretched that lead in the first half, and then in the second half really came out running, had several big receptions. One of those, I believe, upwards of 30 yards, the reception for Braden Lightfoot. That led his team tonight, and he is our player to watch, presented by Warren RECC and NCTC. For your high-speed internet needs, choose NCTC, powered by Warren RECC. It's fast, reliable service with a hometown touch. Congratulations, Braden Lightfoot. You're our player of the game. And, Professor, final thoughts before we go into some final scores.
Final thoughts. I thought this was a game that again, it was a battle of attrition. And Warren East, they pulled out a win they needed, especially going into a game against Paducah Tillman. They needed this one. ACS has to go back to the drawing board to figure out exactly what went wrong. Overall, I think both teams played hard. I would like to have seen a lot less laundry. I'm going to have to go home and wash my clothes. I saw so much laundry tonight. But overall, I think both teams took a lot away from this game, and they'll hopefully be better for the next opponents.
Yeah, and as we look at some final scores throughout the region here at Jim Ross Field, it's the Raiders who take the win 30-14 over Allen County-Scottsville. Got a final between Greene County and Metcalfe County. Greene County takes the win 30-14. Final from Franklin Simpson. It's the Wildcats that take the win over Callaway County 56-34. Somerset takes the win over Clinton County 49-6. And Paducah Tillman, with about 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, leads Logan County 34-21. And a final from Hart County. Playing with heavy hearts were the Hart County Raiders in the recent loss of Skylar Oldham, but they came out with a win that I'm sure he would be proud of. Final score for Hart County, they win 43-14 over Adair County. Those are your final scores from around the region. And as we wrap up our coverage, we take a look to 2 weeks from now as we take next week off to fall break. We will be at Bowling Green High School as the Purples host the visiting Greenwood Gators for an exciting 5A district matchup. 2 teams with very different style of offenses that hopefully will give us a great show.
And I think between those 2 teams, if the hatred between the 2 teams isn't enough, the rock versus the rubber is going to make this a matchup, and especially with it being so deep in the season, everything you can get is going to be. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the
AD Brandon Combs
wow.
is carrying the soccer goal down the track. I don't
Gator.
know. Is that like heavy? That makes it look like it doesn't weigh much.
I tell you what, that if you're going to carry it, that's the best way to carry it on the back of a Gator with it sitting in your lap. I mean, that's the way to do it. So I lost my train of thought, but either way, Bowling Green, Greenwood is going to be a phenomenal game. You and Big Hamp are going to have a great time calling that one. I feel like there's going to be a lot of scoring. It's going to be a lot of teeth gnashing. It's going to be a dogfight to the end. So I can't wait to sit on my couch and pay attention to you all do the mastery that you do as Bowling Green and Greenwood duke it out in a couple weeks.
Well, it was great having you here. I think we probably need to do this more often, honestly. I don't know if basketball season could be an option. That could be an opportunity down the line.
You know where to find me.
We know. Well, yeah. I know where your office is.
Exactly. You know where to find me. Come grab me.
Speaking of, did I pass?
Remember, I told you I was going to tell you that after fall break, but I guess I'll be nice. I'll tell you, yes, you passed. Good job.
Go. So I don't flunk out.
You don't flunk out this time. I need you to graduate so you don't flunk.
You need. It sounds like you're trying to get rid of me.
I'm trying to keep you here in a professional capacity.
There we go. You know what? I'll take that. As long as we pass, it's all good. Ryan Dearbone, it was a pleasure having you alongside, filling in for Big Hamp. He'll be back with us for Bowling Green and Greenwood. 2 weeks from now, we'll have all of next week off for fall break. But we, of course, have to shout out our sponsors who make it possible to get here each and every week, including Don Franklin Bowling Green Kia, Aqualand Pool and Spa, Morgantown Bank and Trust, the Blowout Co., Edmonton State Bank, Toyota of Bowling Green, State Farm agent Will Coker, and NCTC, powered by Warren RECC, and, of course, our entire Seven Mountain Sports crew that make it possible to get here. Ryan Dearbone, of course, for filling in once again. Matthew Clark, our producer, director. Up on the game cam, up on the roof was Seth Daniel. Ian Lewis was down on the sideline getting you up close and personal with all the action. And back at the station, our man Andy on the board, making sure we got over the radio waves tonight. We appreciate all of our crew for making sure we get on the air, for bringing you arguably the best coverage in South Central Kentucky for high school football here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. We'll see you all in about 2 weeks. I'm Ryan Murphy signing off for now here on the 7 Mountain Sports Network. We appreciate you all for tuning in with us this week. Good night, everybody.